And Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at SacktownSports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
Hey, look at that. Jay's back with us today. We're ready to roll on this Wednesday. Drapes, we won't find out until about 5 our time, but do you think today, by the end of the day, Kings fans will be celebrating any kind of all-league honors for Domantas Sabonis?
Let me turn on my mic here first.
You didn't want to say that.
I know, because
want to share that.
I don't want to start with negative news, Whitey. I'm in a good mood. The sun is shining. Sure. I played golf earlier today.
How'd you hit him?
Didn't play well. That doesn't matter, big fella. It's not about that.
You must have had 1 or 2 good shots, right?
No, I had a couple of pars. I'll take that, a couple of pars.
Yeah.
But I got out the car and went straight to the first tee. So I didn't warm up or anything.
Yeah.
So I graded my golf game on a curve today. So I'm in a good mood. 5 o'clock is when the All-NBA is going to come out. Yeah. I think it is.
Live on TV.
And we'll be disappointed. We'll be upset, and we'll be ready soon and with instant reaction as soon as it's announced. And, I think it's going to be a tough day for Kings fans. Mm-hmm. It's a tough day right now, though, for me because of what happened last night. That Pacers-Celtics game. I'm still not over that. Like, when the Pacers lost that game, Whitey, we're going to get into it, I know. It felt like the Kings were lost to me. Like, it hurt that bad.
It's funny you say that. It reminded me of when they lost to the Lakers in Game 2 or whatever it was. One of those games. One where Vlade tapped it out and Ori hit the shot.
That one, yeah.
Because it was like, I was really pulling for the Pacers. And, to your point, it's like, well, they have this game all but won. They just do the simplest 1 or 2 things here, and they've won the game.
It frustrated me so much to see, and I've seen it time and time again, having worked 11 years in Boston. I've seen the Celtics mystique in that building. I've seen Marcus Smart draw 2 offensive foul charges on James Harden in the final 20 seconds of a game to help the Celtics win. So I knew, I'm like, Indiana, it ain't over till it's over. Don't turtle. Don't panic. And like I said yesterday, I felt like the moment was too big for my guy Tyrese Halliburton. I didn't think he was ready to handle the moment. The 2 late turnovers, it proved to be prophetic because this Pacers team just could not handle the final moment.
Yeah, he dribbled the ball off his foot, but then they survived that. They got to stop. And you remember when we talked about it yesterday, I said, okay, here's what they have to do to have a chance to win. They got to steal one of the first 2.
Yep.
Halliburton's got to control the pace, not only play well, but control everything, and they got to shoot a really high percentage. And they did, and they got the ball and a 3-point lead with 10 seconds to go. You're not supposed to lose those games.
Fellas, hold on.
Oh, hold up, Jay. Hold on. Let me get mine off before you get yours off, big fella.
I'm not trying to get mine off. We just can't do this without – we just can't do it. It's a birthday today. We sitting up here talking about the Pacers. We in Sacramento, man. We ain't talking about no Pacers and the Celtics. Let's give a happy birthday to the legend first. Come on, man. Happy birthday, White.
Man, you didn't tell us about that. How come you didn't tell us it was your birthday? How come I got to find out in the corporate email, the company email, that it's your birthday?
Fly under the birthday radar, and I didn't know they had that on record, and then they sent out the email today.
No, that's disrespectful.
That is disrespectful.
I'm with you. I am with you, Drapes. How do we got to find out through the powers up top that it was your birthday?
Well, I mean, I'm fine with it, but I could point out that 2 weeks ago, Jay, you asked me when my birthday was, and I told you.
I know.
I mean, I could.
Oh, really?
Actually, I was trying to double down on Drapes. I know your birthday.
I'm just saying, no offense to Miss Angelica. I appreciate the email she gives out every morning with the birthdays and everything.
Yeah.
But I should have known that, big fella. I feel slighted.
I think you were going.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I would have brought you some flowers or a card or something.
Yeah. I appreciate that, but I don't need it. Thank you.
You know what's going to happen, though? My birthday gift to you. I'm going to make these next 4 hours. Everything you say, I'm going to agree with.
Wow.
No pushback.
That'll be no fun.
No Drapes takes. No, Whitey, are you crazy? What are you talking about? None of that. Today is your day, my boy.
Let me test that. Let me test that. Kevin Durant, way better than Kobe. Way better than Kobe.
I can't do it. I lasted about 5 minutes. I can't do it. Happy birthday, though, man.
Thank you. I
Any
appreciate
big
that.
plans, anything like that?
One of our daughters is taking us out to dinner tonight at it's a Japanese barbecue called Binchoyaki on 10th Street, I think. So we're doing that.
You been
And
there
who
before?
knows? Haven't been there.
Okay, they have to let us know.
We've had takeout from there. Really good. So looking forward to that.
So you're trying to get through these next 4 hours. You're trying to,
Yes,
running clock here, huh? We need a running clock.
Oh, man. 5 minutes. Are you kidding me? 2:05.
That's awesome, man. Happy birthday.
Thank
dude.
you. I
Happy
do
birthday.
appreciate that. People will say, well, how old are you? Who cares?
You stop
I'll just say
counting
this.
when you get
I'll
to
say
that.
this. My career, like yesterday's show, I should have been out at 54.
That was your peak, right? That was
Out at 54.
Out at
All right.
54.
Oh, man.
That's what's up, man.
So
Happy
we're having
birthday.
fun. Yeah, I appreciate that.
All right,
Having
what do
a
you
good
want to
time.
start with? Jay saying we can't start with the Pacers.
Well,
We gotta
now
start
you
with
get
that.
in.
Now we got
He
that
wanted
out
to
the
get
way.
that
Go
in.
ahead.
He wanted to get that in. Yeah.
Now we can.
It's funny the whole thing about, you got to foul. You got to foul right there, right? You got to foul, but sometimes even though the team knows you're going to foul and that you should foul, the other team knows you're going to foul, ball goes in the corner and Siakam's there. It's like, I know I should foul. And I can't. I'm not sure I can.
Yeah, and Whitey, I've thought about this. So let's set the stage. 8.5 left. Jaylen Brown gets it cornered. Celtics are down by 3, 117, 114. Brown gets it. Siakam closes out. Should have fouled probably. But after thinking about it and watching the video, and I do believe the plan was for him to foul, but the way Jaylen Brown caught the ball, he caught it in the shooting pocket. And so if you foul, Jaylen Brown can go up, then you got 3 free throws, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's the worst thing you
He
can
also
do.
came off with 2 screens, so it took Siakam a while to get
Took
there.
him right. And so I think, and then Jaylen Brown sort of double clutched a little bit. It was a hell of a shot. Let's just give him credit. That was a hell of a shot. The problem I had, and Rick Carlisle admitted it, he lost the game for his team. Rick Carlisle, who's a veteran coach, a championship level coach, lost the game for his team 2 different times. First time, you got to call a timeout to advance the ball. You don't inbound the ball under the, near the other team's basket and throw it back. Like, the Celtics should not have even had the ball in that situation. If I'm Rick Carlisle, you got to call the timeout. You got to advance the ball.
You know why I disagree with you there?
Why?
Because it's a great point. I think LeBron said exactly what you said. I need to know how many timeouts they had left. If that was my last timeout, I'm not taking it there because Neesmith was inbounded, right?
It wasn't neat. I think
Who
it was Nimhart, either Nimhart or the other guy.
Okay.
A young player, though.
Whoever it was, I want them to have that timeout in case they can't get it in. I see your point.
I
Like I said, LeBron said the same thing you're saying. And I don't know how many they had. If that's my last one, I'm like, and I have to tell them. If you can't get it in,
wasn't their last one.
Okay, well then
because
never mind.
If I'm correct, didn't they have a chance to win it at the end? Remember, Tyrese dribbled it out and then missed it.
Right.
So they still, I think they did have a timeout, I believe. And let's hear from the coach, Rick Carlisle, because he admits he lost this team to get. We're going to talk about Tyrese and how he fumbled the bag, but I thought Rick Carlisle did not do his team any favors. Here's the coach.
The guys fought in this game. This loss is totally on me. With 10 seconds in regulation, we should have just taken the timeout, advanced the ball, and found a way to get it in and made a free throw or 2 and ended the game. But it didn't happen, and we made some other mistakes. But our guys just need to concentrate on fighting the way they fought in this game from start to finish, and we'll be back Thursday.
And I will say, as you know, that Halliburton said it wasn't his fault. He's defending us. We just need to play better. But it's a great point you make. And as I said, the 3rd time now, I believe LeBron said exactly what you did.
Yeah, and I think they did have a timeout after that, but I'm not sure. But I just felt like at that point, as the coach, you have. So how about this, Whitey? Let's say you don't call the timeout to advance the ball. When you see whether it's Nimhart or I think it was Nimhart who was inbounding the ball. If you see him struggling, call the timeout then.
You're right.
Like the clock was running, the 5-second count was on and Nimhart had to throw it in. Well, bail him out and call the timeout.
Yeah, he did panic. I mean, that
Right.
inbounds, that had no chance to work.
No chance to work. And,
But they didn't set something up either.
Right. They didn't set something up. So I thought Rick Carlisle did not do his guys a favor in that situation. And, I know a lot of people are talking about our boy Tyrese Halliburton and the turnovers late in the game, even the last possession.
Unforced turnovers.
Unforced. Well, yeah. Drew Holiday was on him like a cheap suit.
Yeah.
But I felt he turtled in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it sort of reminded me of Magic Johnson, 1984, against the Celtics.
I was thinking the same thing.
When he dribbled out the clock.
Yeah.
They called him Tragic Johnson after that.
Yeah.
This is Tyrese Halliburton's Tragic Johnson moment.
Mm-hmm.
Magic game 2, it's all tied up. Lakers with the ball, a chance to win it, and he just dribbles out the clock. Overtime, Celtics win. They go on to win the series. He had a brain fart. But Magic bounced back. I think Tyrese will come back stronger. It was hard to watch last night. The Pacers crumbled the way they did.
Yeah. Of course, the big difference between Magic and Halliburton is that Magic had already won 2 titles.
Right. Yes.
So it was easier for him to go, all right, I know what I can do.
Yeah.
So we'll see how Tyrese handles this. I'm prone to playoff overreactions like a lot of other people. But as soon as Brown made that shot from the corner, I thought, the Pacers have lost this game, and they've lost this series.
They
have no chance to win this game. They have no chance to win this series.
Because, and we've talked about it, they had to win one of the first 2 from Boston, in Boston. Last night was their best opportunity. Like, the Celtics, to me, they look like they were throwing it away. Tatum with the bad turnover late, and when he was trying to find, I think it was Drew Holiday, and he just threw it away. Like, the Celtics, sure, give them credit, Jaylen Brown shot. But the Pacers gave away that game. The Celtics, in my opinion, were not a clutch team. And I follow a lot of people on Boston social media. I'm listening to Boston Sports Talk Radio today, and everybody's like, see, they're a clutch team. The Pacers turtled at the worst possible time. And my guy, Tyrese Halliburton, what are you doing the final possession of regulation? You had a chance to go to the basket. You had a chance to make something happen. You're dancing around, you're dribbling. He has to be better than that. It's his first playoff go-around. I get it. So I'm going to cut him some slack. I'm going to give him some grace. But to me, what we saw last night was a team, an organization that was not ready for the moment in the clutch situations. There's no way. I think ESPN said the Pacers had a 97.5% probability to win that game when they were up 3, I think, with 30 seconds left or whatever it was. You can't lose that game, especially when you have Rick Carlisle as your coach. This is not Darvin Ham. This is not Adrian Griffin. This is not, and no offense to those guys, they're rookie coaches. This is a veteran coach that has been in NBA Finals, and I thought he let his team down yesterday.
How do the Pacers bounce back from that? How about tonight's game? The conversation continues when we come right back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another 3-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Snatch De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? I think my battery's dead. With free battery testing and charging, we can help you get back on the road.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
So what if I need a new one? We have the right Duralast battery for you, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
And what about my old battery? We can recycle it right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Progressive presents Flo and JB announcing a monster truck rally.
And here comes the Obliterator.
Whoa! And he's up on 2 wheels. That can't be safe.
Whoa, I don't recommend flipping your car backwards.
Did he even check his blind spot?
And the car's on fire.
I definitely don't recommend that.
This is one of my recurring nightmares.
Progressive is all about keeping it safe, so bundle your home and auto for 24/7 protection. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Coverage not provided for monster trucks. Not available in all states.
The Drive Guys, live and local. Every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
What's this about? On the chat here to Drive Guys. Jay's back today. Drapes.
Our guy Jay, yeah, what's up?
Whitey, yeah. Congratulations on the daughter's graduation.
Oh, man, thank you so much. Who would have knew it would have been such a beautiful time, pleasure that to everyone that was out there, man, just lovely. Shouts out to my daughter, man, for this is my first graduation, so to say, because she wasn't able to do it because of the pandemic in her fifth grade.
Yeah. Can you guess which member of the show, Samoa was in yesterday, which member of the show initially said, "Oh, that's nothing. 8th grade is nothing to observe"? Can you guess who said
Who
that?
do you think would say that, Jay? Keep it real. Like, who
Probably
was,
Whitey.
Exactly. See, he knows you all too well, my friend. Birthday or not. No, that was me yesterday, Jay. That was me yesterday. 8th grade. It's like going to the kindergarten or graduation ceremony.
She reversed direction on it.
Yeah, he did.
I did. I wouldn't miss it either, especially your daughter, too. My son's 8th grade. Go ahead, big fella. You got it on your own. But my daughter, my baby girl, I got to be there.
That's
so
right.
I respect that.
It's my only. So, I mean, only has to be there.
Yeah. And she's doing good?
She is. She went to PT today, and they said she's doing fantastic. So,
great.
Yeah.
So she about to be a 9th grader, a high
She's
school.
getting ready to be a high school.
Damn. How you feel about that?
Man, it makes me feel old. Ain't that the normal answer to most people? I feel old. I feel good, but it definitely is interesting because I always tell people all the time, and I'm pretty sure you guys can definitely attest to this. I can't remember. I had my daughter when I was 27. I can't remember what I was doing prior to my daughter. I know, like, I can think about it, but it's like, man, I don't really remember what I was doing.
It didn't make me feel
like she's
old.
been here forever.
It got me like, oh, okay, it's on. Because I remember when my daughters were real little, we went one year to the fish hatchery in Natomas, and the salmon.
Oh, yeah.
And the salmon are, and their faces are falling off. They're swimming upstream. And my daughters were really young. I said, hey, come here. I want you to look at this. And I said, this won't make any sense right now, but please remember it. You see those fish? That's what boys are like in high school.
You said that?
Yes. I told them that. And so when they're going into high school, it's like, all right, here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Man, you telling me I got to prep myself?
Well, you don't have to. You probably are pre-prepped. I just felt like it was something I had. And it was not, I never really was called into duty on that, but I was ready. I don't know that they remembered it either.
What's called into duty?
Well, just, if you have an incident where like you feel a young gentleman maybe is maybe become
You never had to do that? You never had to do that?
No, I found that just a couple of, if you just place yourself in a certain social situation just the right way, sometimes it doesn't even take a word. If you just, with your posture,
my boss Whitey over there,
make things clear with how you're sitting, where you're sitting, you can accomplish a lot without having to actually say anything.
Yeah.
That's in my experience.
How about like a really firm handshake too?
There's
like when you meet them, like look them in the eye, how you grip them up a little bit, send that message that way too.
You look at them the way Henry Turner said Michael Jordan looked at him the first time he played. He said, this was last week.
Yeah.
HT said that Danny Ainge and Jordan were real close. And Danny Ainge was telling Jordan all day, oh, we got a guy just like you. We got a guy just like you. So Henry Turner says he comes in the game, someone shooting free throws, and he says, Michael's on the other side of the lane. And he said, Michael looked right through me.
Wow.
And then Jay said, did you play well? And he goes, no.
Little trickle started coming down the leg and everything.
Yeah. But luckily, I have, as I'm sure you do, smart daughters. So, they took care of things themselves. Yeah. How about this from Compio on the chat? Pacers can't beat the Celtics if they have to play 5-on-8 every game, Dre.
Yeah, that was pretty pathetic, the officiating last night. And you look at the final free throw count, it was 30-10.
Wow.
But I think the Pacers only had like 3 or 5 in regulation. And I'm watching the game, and my son's right there, huge Celtics fans. He's going crazy. And I'm like, your boy Tony Brothers is at it again, because Tony Brothers was the crew chief, Tyler Ford and David Guthrie, the other officials. To me, that's blasphemous. I know the Pacers commit the most fouls in the league. I know the Celtics aren't a foul-prone team. But you can't tell me that the Pacers, who aren't necessarily jacking up threes, they only took 35 threes, the Celtics 45. Look at the paint attempts. Pacers 41, Celtics 44. How come the Pacers didn't get the benefit of the whistle? Did you see the one play, Tyrese Halliburton on the fast break going down the lane, and Peyton Pritchard just whacks him across the arm? No foul call. This is what I'm talking about, Whitey. This is why I've been so disappointed in the NBA this season and in the playoffs. The officiating has been so bad. Instead of talking about a great game, a nice Pacers effort, I'm looking at 30-10, the free throw discrepancy. That should not happen in the NBA.
Yeah, Curtis Hicks says the difference in the game was the amount of free throws the Celtics. Actually, that's Compio. Curtis Hicks says, pardon me. When one player shoots more free throws than your entire team, that's a huge problem. The optics aren't good.
The optics aren't good.
But the Pacers, despite that, still should have won. I'm not saying you're wrong, but in spite of that, they had the game right there for the taking.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard for them to bounce back. Tatum had 12 free throws alone. The Pacers as a team, 10. It's going to be hard to bounce back, especially when you're the underdog and you have a chance to win. Once that game went to overtime, I knew the Pacers were toast.
Me too.
How do you bounce back from that emotionally, psychologically? You had the game won, and then you turtled down the stretch. The turnovers, the missed shots, the bad possessions. They had two back-to-back turnovers on 2 possessions. Tyrese dribbled it out of bounds, I believe it was, or threw it away, and then the Nembhard turnover as well. You can't give a team like Boston, with all that talent, they stole that win. They didn't earn that win. They stole that win from the Pacers.
And they had no Porzingis either. So, again, another example of how Indiana had so many opportunities there. But, all right, we move ahead to tonight. Looking forward to this one. Dallas and Minnesota. I'm a big Timberwolves fan.
Are you really?
Now. Yes, as of right now.
What is it?
Luka!
What has Luka done to you, big fella?
I want him to lose.
But this is a new Luka we're seeing, right? Like, this is a different – this is
looks like the same guy to me. I don't know.
I don't have Luka hate like everybody else around here. I think Kyrie, Gafford, PJ, the moves they made has made Luka sort of, I don't want to say likable because that's not the word I'm looking for, tolerable. He's not the face as much anymore. Like when you used to watch Mavs games, it was all Luka all the time, all eyes on him, whether it's complaining, whether it's making shots, whether it's whining to the refs. But now I feel like they're actually a more complete team. So they've softened Luka and his impact in terms of the whining and everything like that. I'm watching for Kyrie tonight. I'm watching for my boy PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford, my guy. Like, I'm actually fans of those guys.
Yeah, but your son is a big Ant-Man fan.
My son's a Celtics fan, too. Screw him. I don't like dude, you got to understand, Whitey. In the Draper household, we are individuals, big fella.
Yeah.
Everybody's allowed to make their own decisions, like their own team. My son likes the Celtics. I hate the Celtics. You hate Luka. I'm okay with Luka. I'm my own individual, man.
I just don't want him to win. I feel like he's already shoved down our throat, shoved in our faces, and it's going to get worse if he gets in the finals. Some of that's not even his doing. But I will say this. You just said it's a different Luka. His, we talked last week about usage rate, which is basically how many times you have the ball and you end up either shooting or turning it over or going to the line. His usage rate, Luka's in the last series, it was the lowest by far of any playoff series he's ever played in.
You know, a lot of times, people, the problem they have with Luka and the whining, I give you that. But just aesthetically, he's not a fun basketball player to watch. A lot of dribbling, a lot of ISO. He has the ball all the time. I feel like the Mavericks as a team now are much more enjoyable to watch. To your point, his usage rate was down last series because they have other guys. They seem more like a team instead of Luka being shoved down our throats as much. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Kyrie. I know his numbers didn't reflect a great series last time out, but I'm loving what I'm seeing, a sort of a redemption for Kyrie Irving. Remember, this was a guy that flamed out in Brooklyn. He flamed out in Boston. Now he's, 4 wins away from being back into the NBA Finals. I mentioned PJ Washington. He was toiling away in Charlotte. Nobody knew how good this guy is. Now we get to see him. Same thing with Daniel Gafford, who was in Washington. So I'm actually pulling for those guys. I love Ant-Man. Ant-Man's my son's favorite player. I like Ant-Man as well. I'm a Karl Anthony Towns guy. You know that. I want him on Sacramento. But I just want to see a great series. Like, I don't have a rooting interest like, oh, I can't wait for Luka to lose, or I hope Ant-Man wins. I just want to see some good basketball.
Meanwhile, I've got my verdict on a player that Drapes mentioned yesterday as a possibility for the Kings. It's coming up next year with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're looking at a bright sunny day today with temperatures quite warm for the afternoon with a light west wind. Highs today will peak in the upper 80s to about 90. Expect overnight lows backing down to the 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we buy from ourselves. Right now, you'll find interest rates as low as 1.99% APR on approved credit. See our certified pre-owned Hondas in the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it. Thunder. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Go for the gold May 1st through July 27th during Sky River Casino's $1 million Road to Glory giveaway. Play daily for a chance to win free play, cash, or your choice of a Lincoln Nautilus, GMC Sierra, or Ford Mustang GT every Saturday. Get 100 bonus entries by earning 100 tier credits every Monday and Tuesday. Plus, one free daily entry at our promotional kiosks. Victory could be yours during the $1 million Road to Glory giveaway at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
What's going on? Talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, fill us in. What's happening for Chrysler's Memorial Day sales event?
We're sad to say goodbye to the last of the new gas-powered 2023 Dodge Challenger and Chargers, but we're sending them out in style.
Right now, you can save up to $12,500 off MSRP on the very last of the new 2023 Dodge Chargers and Challengers in stock. GT or SXT, you pick, starting at just $24,350.
It's hard to believe this is really the end, Chad.
Yep, once they're gone forever. Don't wait and miss your chance because there's only a few left, and with savings like this, they won't last long.
Hurry in before they're gone or search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HoblettDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
12,500 total net savings after 8,500 factory rebates and 4,000 dealer discount. 10th of this net savings, 24,350 net price on new 2023 Dodge Challenger SXT after 8,530 factory rebates and 5,470 dealer discounts. Sample VIN 648401. See dealer for details.
Beautiful morning, get the sun in my morning bed. Nothing in the water.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Hey, Emil Fregoso just popped in. You don't have to leave, Emil. It's okay. I gotta. He's my guy.
Oh, all right, Emil, you're your guy? Okay.
Yeah, but he said something funny today that he didn't mean to say. First of all, he was at the soccer match last night.
Yeah,
he said it was the greatest soccer match you've ever seen, right? Pretty much. Yeah. You wrote about it right on the website. Yeah, it's a great story. Yeah. So we were talking today, the two of us and Doug before the show, and Emil's talking about the soccer stadium and all the fans, and he goes, "It's build it and they will come, just like Children of the Corn."
Right.
And I said, I don't think it was Children of the Corn. I think that's
that's that. No, you said it was Children of the Corn.
He said
that was what, The Natural?
No,
that was
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. I mean,
They come out of a cornfield.
But trust me, it's definitely different than Children of the Corn. Malachi and them ain't coming through the door, big fella. Children. He said Children of the.
Yeah, I knew what he meant.
Yeah, Field of Dreams. You really said Children of the Corn?
Yeah.
How do you know about that? First of all, that movie's like 50 years old, almost 40 years old. You haven't seen it?
He hadn't seen it.
He ain't even seen Field of Dreams?
That's what he said. He goes, I don't know. It's one of those.
He ain't missing nothing, no Field of Dreams.
Dog, he saw that on YouTube, not YouTube, Instagram or Twitter or something and wanted to be clever. Can't get your news from Twitter, big fella. Can't get your news from Twitter.
Good story, Emil.
Field of Dreams.
Nice story.
Man. Field of Dreams.
Yeah. And Jay, I'm with you.
Overrated
I can't
movie.
stand that movie.
Movie is terrible.
Yeah. And I've got fights with people in the movie about that. Yeah. Field of Dreams is like
boring. If you can't sleep at night, you can't sleep at night, turn Field of Dreams on.
Dang.
Automatically
I need to go back and watch
snore
it.
fest.
Yes.
I only watched it the one time. Like, I'm a one-time kind of guy.
That was enough for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I give you another overrated Hoosiers.
Nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Come on, Gene Hackman. Come on, big fella.
Snore fest.
I've never gotten all the way through it.
What?
Right?
Yeah.
You ain't missing nothing.
It's it's been I didn't see when it came out, and sometimes it's on. I've seen little bits of it, but I don't feel like this movie I need to see.
You guys are hating Americana, basically. This is like as American as apple pie in July 4th.
With
Field of Dreams.
Tim Busfield's from Sacramento, and he's in Field of Dreams. He's the guy with red hair that I think he's trying to, hey, Roy, you gotta pay. I don't know. He wants him to sell a farm, whatever. But he's in the movie, so he comes on radio shows all the time. We get him on here if we wanted. And I've had that argument with him. I told him, and he has great stories about Burt Lancaster's. I was like, I just can't stand that movie. It is vastly overrated.
I got to go back and watch now.
You got insomnia, Drapes.
I got to go back and watch Field of Dreams. How about A League of Their Own? The women. That was a good one. Okay, all right, we agree with that. Okay.
My number one baseball movie.
What?
A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own. Yeah, that was a great.
Because they have stuff like Hitting the Cutoff Man and stuff in there.
Actual baseball,
yeah.
Our boy Tom Hanks, right? Tom Hanks is in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so glad to hear Jay say he doesn't like Field of Dreams.
Yeah, straight NyQuil.
Some people, some people are like, it's almost like a religious experience for them.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's not it.
It's unbelievable.
Drowsiness. Be careful. It should be a warning label on it. Drowsiness. They call drowsiness.
Do not operate machinery while viewing this movie.
Oh, man. Amadrock says it's Field of Dreams, same category as Tin Cup. You guys remember that one?
I haven't seen Tin Cup.
Kevin Costner.
Kevin Costner.
The thing about Tin Cup, you've seen Tin Cup, right?
Feel like
it's pretty good. It's it's like, okay, it's pretty good, But then at the end, and it's been out a long time, so, spoiler alert.
Right.
And he's trying to go for it in 2 at the Masters, right, to get onto the green, and he's hitting a 3-wood, and he's spinning it off the green. You tell me if you've ever seen anybody spin a 3-wood. A 3-wood.
It's not a pitching wedge?
No, it's a 3-wood. And I let it it's in the creek. It can't happen.
Usually that thing goes the other way.
And then why they could have just had to do that.
Yeah.
But you do that, it's like
had it roll up there. Yeah, run up. All right.
Yeah.
See, man, you're all technical about it. And it got to be realistic.
Yeah. Because you're trying to get me to believe. I know this isn't happening, but okay. No, I'm not with you. You lost me.
All right. I don't even remember Tin Cup. Amadrock is quoting it, scene by scene. I don't remember Tin
It's
Cup.
pretty good. It was all right. It was good. Don Johnson. It had its moments. The Kevin Costner movie that actually was not horrible when I thought this is going to be dreadful as Draft Day.
I don't remember that one.
Okay.
I don't remember that.
It's not the worst thing ever.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not a movie guy, dude. The last adult movie I saw in the theaters.
When you say adult movie,
no.
You guys are on a road trip somewhere.
Get your mind out the gutter, big fella.
Well, you said it.
The last non-kids movie. How about that? Like anime. I can't even remember the last time I saw a movie. Like every movie I've seen in the last 14 years has been a kid's movie.
Based on what you've told me, I don't pretend to know you well. We've worked together a long time here, but based on what you've told me, I'm guessing that you kind of have a hard time just sitting still for a movie.
What?
Because you told me you got stuff going on.
That's true.
Why you put Field of Dreams on?
Right.
Yes.
It's hard to sit somewhere for 2 hours.
Yeah,
That's why this job is so difficult. 4 hours with you and Jay. It's like going to the dentist, bro. It's painful sometimes, but I do it, man, because I love you guys. I do it.
Here's something.
It is hard for me to sit still.
Yeah. That's just
what's the last movie you've seen that you could, even on all these streaming networks that you're paying for? What's the last one you sat down?
I don't watch movies, Jay.
So you're kind of like me. I don't really watch.
You must watch
television.
with your daughter or son.
Yeah, my daughter. I think Maleficent or something like that. We saw, but it's always a kid themed kind of movie.
There hasn't been a movie in the last decade that you've like, you know what? I need to watch that.
The problem is when you go to these kids movies, all the previews are usually for other kids movies. So I don't even know what's been out. You know what I mean? Like I don't watch TV. It's
Jay
usually sports on.
I know you went to the Bob Marley thing and you said it was
Bob Marley.
Yeah, a couple months ago. The one the one I want to go to is Planet of the Apes. I haven't been able to get to it. But yeah.
So I'm gonna go to the movies next week. No, don't know.
It's for the children.
It's Garfield's out.
Oh
next
yeah,
week.
don't worry about that. Never mind. Yeah, okay. You know what you do? See, your children are old enough. Especially take her and a couple of friends, just like they just did at the Palladio. You just buy the popcorn, the snacks. You let them go in, and then you just go do whatever you want.
Yeah, maybe I'll go to another theater,
point.
go watch the movie I want to see or something.
Yeah,
I might do that.
Take a shot at boys. I'm all for it. Part 4. That's me.
Nah, I didn't see part 3.
You seen 1?
I seen 1 and 2.
I think you'll be okay.
Hey, will I be all right? That's what I'm saying, man.
Don't disrespect that phenomenal series like that.
I'm guessing you're gonna be all right.
I'm sure Fast and the Furious got another one coming out soon too, right?
You can skip that. They got to be on about a dozen.
They jumped the shark on that one.
We should have a show day or night at the movies.
We should.
Yeah,
you should.
Friday night theater for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you remember last week we were talking about what Scout said about Bronny? And there was a scout, an anonymous scout, quoted by Mark Spears, and he said some scout said Bronny is like
poor man's
Davion. Poor man's Davion. So somebody just asked Bronny about current players that he feels like affect winning in the way he wants to.
LeBron was asked this. Bronny was asked.
Who are guys that affect winning the way you want to? And he named Derek White, and he named Drew Holiday, and he named Davion Mitchell.
Did he really?
And I'm wondering if he said that.
Is he trolling a little bit?
Because some scout said that he's
a poor man's Davion Mitchell.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Which one of these kids is doing their own thing, right? Like which so Drew Holiday, Derek White, and Davion Mitchell. That's good. I'm glad my boy is in that category, right?
Me too.
Those two guys that he mentioned, second team All NBA defense. Our boy Davion, well on his way.
Yes.
That's good company to
Ronnie
keep.
knows the game.
Right. I'm not going to hate on that, Whitey. I'm not hating on that.
Yeah. Here's the thing about yesterday. I mentioned that I have a verdict on a guy that you brought up yesterday.
Yeah.
And look, Jerry Reynolds was all in on this guy too, or partly in. I thought about it. Your guy, John Collins, I can't. I'm not there with you. John Collins coming to the Kings.
Tell me
Can't
why.
do it.
Tell me why. You got to back it up. You can't just say I'm out on him. Tell me why.
I will. Utah brought him there for a lot of the same reasons why the Kings would bring him here.
Mm-hmm.
And Utah was ready. They're already ready to trade him again. And he has, you mentioned his counting numbers, that is rebounds, shooting, and they were pretty good. But he didn't defend. They didn't play well with him there. And he's just not as good as his numbers say he is. He's not as good as his paycheck says he is. And so ultimately, he's not worth it. They didn't play well when he played
because
for them.
they were a trash team, Whitey. That roster was trash. You had Markkanen, you had Collins, it was a mismatch it was a bunch of reclamation projects. Look at everybody
That's what
on
he
it.
is.
No, but look, exactly. Come to us. We can shine them up, scuff them up a little bit, do the spit shine them up. And he becomes one man's trash is another man's treasure.
But that's what I'm saying. And who knows what would happen. But that's what Utah was trying to do with him. This is from a guy in the Salt Lake City Tribune, Andy Larson. The biggest surprise on the trade block is power forward John Collins. He has the lowest on-court, off-court splits of any rotation player on the team, and the team has been frustrated with his slow uptake on learning the Jazz's system on both ends of the floor. Collins has been a solid shooter and rebounder this season, but hasn't contributed as much elsewhere, and that's just the way he played in Atlanta.
I don't care what Andy Larson has to say about John. Here's the thing, Whitey. Do you believe, and let me ask you this, do you believe certain coaches, organizations get certain things out of certain players? Like a player can thrive in one situation, but not in another.
Sure.
Maybe John Collins just hasn't found the right situation yet. Come here. Look at Malik Monk. How'd he do in Charlotte? They got rid of him. Lakers, they let him walk.
Mm-hmm.
He comes here, has the best season of his career. Why can't John Collins be the same kind of caliber guy?
I've already had to bend over backwards to meet you halfway on Zach LaVine. I can't do it on John Collins.
Man, see,
Jay,
yes or no or John
Collins?
And what version? And I asked that of what do we have to give up?
Probably not a whole lot. Maybe a first rounder. You ain't gonna have to give up a whole lot.
John Collins still requires a first rounder?
Danny
for Danny Ainge, yeah.
That's a fight.
Yeah, a first rounder for John Collins.
Yeah,
Sign me up.
If it's number 13 right now, I'll take it.
I would give up the 13th pick right now for John. Whitey, you're a numbers guy. You're a box score guy. 15.1 points per game, 8.5 rebounds, only 28 minutes. Don't give me the analytics. Give me the eye test. Does he fit in with Domantas Sabonis and Keegan Murray? The answer is yes.
He appears to.
And he doesn't have to be a top 2 or 3 guy. He's your number 4 option. Sign me up all day for John Collins.
You're right. But to me, poor defender who just doesn't help his teams win. He puts up nice numbers.
He's been on some bad teams.
They've been on bad organizations. Exactly, bad teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not. He's not a superstar that can carry his team to the championship.
He's not a superstar.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's not a superstar. He's a role player that, to me, could fit in. I tell you what, give me John Collins any day of the week. You know, I think the way he plays, you know, he can stretch the floor. I just mentioned 37% from 3-point range. Has a little bit of toughness, has a little bit of motor. Sure, he's not a lockdown defender, but that's why you go out there and address it in other ways. You go out there and sign a lockdown defender with your mid-level exception. We need to upgrade this talent, this team's talent. And I think John Collins, he's still only 26 years old.
We'll never know, but I agree with this. He's not seen as worth the $25.3 million he makes this year. He's been solid on the glass, but not as a defender this season. I don't want any part of that. You know, I got to take risks, but I don't think he's my risk. We'll come back to it. We'll also look at, Nick Bosa, who's saying 18-game NFL season is not for him. But we'll continue the debate here on John Collins and other potential Kings when we come back. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
So Charleston McCaffrey, a cutback run 30, breaks 340. McCaffrey midfield. McCaffrey 40, 30, 20, and toasted all the way down to the 3-yard line on the first play of the game. CMC Dynamite!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. All kinds of beers and thousands of wines. Guys in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Only at Total Wine and More. Drink responsibly. Be 21.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khdk.com.
In a world where everybody and their mother makes a primed trim board, contractors have to ask one question. Do I know what's under the primer? Available at just about every lumberyard you can imagine. Vintage trim boards are made from lodgepole pine. That's the stuff telephone poles and railroad ties are made of. It's durable. It's straight. It's been doing the job for generations. Manufactured right here in the USA. Ask for it by name. VintageTrimboards.com.
Maida Chevy saves you $12,000 off MSRP on every new half-ton Silverado LT 5.3 liter in stock after rebates. Always 5 to choose from.
Exclusive. All in-stock pricing at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
See dealer for details and 6324.
Right now, you're missing all the fun at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range powered by Top Tracer. It's the place to be this summer in Sacramento. Whether you're an accomplished player or a newbie, there's something for everyone at the Hagen Oaks Nighttime Driving Range. Golf is happening right now, and the Hagen Oaks Driving Range is the perfect place to see what the fuss is all about. The Hangout Food Truck offers tasty bites and craft beers on the brand new relaxed patio, and with a free concert schedule, there's always something for everyone at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range. Join the fun tonight until midnight. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
The countdown to Miss Twin Peaks 2024 is on. Head over to MissTwinPeaks2024.com to learn about the contest and cast your 5 votes for your favorite Twin Peaks girl. Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SacktownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi folks, Leonard Harrington here, and I'm here to tell you we've got the savings, the selection, and of course the service to make Memorial Day better than ever. You know, the start of the summer is the perfect time to get into that new Ram truck, Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, or Jeep Wrangler that you've been thinking about. And of course, there's plenty in stock to choose from. We've got the colors, the styles, and the options you've been looking for. Maybe you need service on your vehicle. From routine maintenance to major repairs, let our factory-trained service techs get you back on the road at no time at all. It's our Memorial Day sales event, so why not kick off the summer right now? Only at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off 99 in Kettleman, and open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the Low Price Center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, Drapes tweeted something today, and I saw it. It's like, something's funny about that. I was going to ask Jay about it. I didn't want to ask you directly about your tweet.
No, you can ask Jay, me, my son, whoever you want to ask. Go for it.
Drake won?
Yes, Drake won the battle. He won the battle.
Why is that
against
today that
Kendrick.
you're tweeting that?
No, because I did a deep dive over the weekend, over to Drake, Kendrick Lamar. I listened to all the songs.
How many times?
2 or 3 times
That a
each.
boy?
I played it through.
Drake can't even win a boxing bet.
No, trust me on this. Drake won the battle. And here's why. Real quick, here's why. When you look at the best song, it's Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. He got that off, Jay. He got that off, Whitey. But when you look at the next 2 best songs, I think Drake got the W on that. I think Push-Ups was a classic. I think that's a good one. I also think Family Matters was the 3rd best song. And so I did it like if it was a best of 5 series, or if it was a, what did we used to have, a versus during the pandemic.
Oh, so you're saying each song had like an equal point value.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And I'm saying it was almost like a snake draft where Kendrick Lamar got the first pick, but then Drake got the 2nd and 3rd pick. Mm-hmm. And so that's why I thought Drake won.
It's the who's the best people on the court is kind of what Drapes is saying.
Right.
You might have the best star, but I got Jaylen Brown, I got Tatum. You might have LeBron,
right?
But I got Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
And
so
LeBron went for 50 that game,
right?
But Tatum and Brown equaled your 50.
They combined for
65.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. I see where you're going.
I hadn't thought of
That's
that.
what I thought. And here's the thing, fellas. My middle school motto at Masterman Middle School in downtown Philadelphia on Spring Garden Street.
The Minutemen, the Masterman Minutemen?
I forget what our name was, but it was Dare to Be Different. I'm not going to be the sheep out there that's, Kendrick Lamar, he's flashy. He delivered some barbs against Drake. Not Like Us is a classic. It's an all right song. But Drake's 2 songs, I thought were really good as well. So I give the nod to Drake on this.
I probably don't know as much about rap music as you do. But to me, what you just said is like looking at that game where Minnesota beat Denver 116-70 and going, Denver won. That to me is what you're saying. You're looking.
No, don't put it like that. It wasn't that much of a landslide. No, it was. It was sure. It's like being a boxer, right? You may have knocked me down once, but over the length of 10 rounds, I won you. I beat you on the card on points. That's exactly what Kendrick Lamar delivered a knockout blow, but Drake lasted 10 rounds, and his totality totaled up to that one song. Easy.
And also, I have to be honest, when I saw you tweet that, I started looking, did something else drop? Is there something?
No, it's just
you were trying to figure out what was he doing? Right. Was he running a 40 time?
Is this an old tweet?
Yeah, because like I said, I sat down. Sometimes when I go to bed at night, I throw in some music. I look at videos on my phone. I like watching old videos of performers doing live performances. And I was like, I wonder if there's any like Not Like Us club videos or any. And so I went into a deep dive on these songs and I said, you know what? Believe it or not. And this is laying in bed at about 12:30. I'm by myself. Ain't nobody to snuggle up with or anything like that. Your boy's in bed by himself. So this is what I do. And so I'm analyzing it and I'm like, you know what? Drake actually won this thing. Everybody and their mom think Kendrick Lamar. They want to jump on the bandwagon and be part of the cool crowd. No, I'm going to stand over here with my crew and say Drake won this one.
Keep working on that. Pretty soon you'll be saying, I think the Kings did make the playoffs this year.
Or as Whitey would like, I think Larry Bird is top 5 of all time.
There you go. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Steven's with us, Sacktown Sports. Hey, Steven, thanks for hanging. What's up?
Oh, all good. Hope you guys are having a good day. Happy birthday, Whitey.
Thank you.
Happy freaking birthday, man. I heard you're going to Benchiaki tonight, yeah?
Yeah, tonight, yeah.
Perfect. I know the head chef over there, so I'm gonna make a call in, man, and get you hooked up over there. Okay,
right, that's very nice, yeah.
No, absolutely, man. That Jason Tatum or that Jaylen Brown shot, man, that's gonna be talked about for a little while, man. That was one hell of a shot, man. That's pretty much all I got for you guys, man. I didn't want to derail the show too heavily like I always do, so. Want to call to wish the boy a happy birthday.
Okay, appreciate that very much, Steven. Thank you. And you're right, that was an amazing shot. But today's NBA, a guy shooting an open shot from the corner. I mean, I know he wasn't wide open, but those guys are deadly from there.
Did he bank that in? Was that a bank or no? I need to look. Somebody said it was a bank. I need to see it. Yeah, I need to look at the replay of that. I'm gonna pull that up and have that for you coming up.
Oh, we got a lot of interesting texts and comments here on your guy John Collins.
Yep.
We'll get back to those.
Yeah.
Also, when we come back, I got the trade for you, the Kings trade.
Now you got somebody. Okay.
I got it for you next. Drive Guy, Sacktown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, it wasn't exactly a headline when the A's acquired infielder Abraham Toro from the Brewers in the offseason. After all, Toro had just 18 at-bats in the big leagues a year ago. But as we near the end of May, his emergence has become a good story. Entering the week, Toro is number 8 in the American League in batting and also in the top 20 in hits and on-base percentage.
Want more speed? Well, Xfinity just increased their internet speeds, and they're faster than ever. It's time to get more out of your internet with faster speeds from Xfinity. Now through June 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for only $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract. That's double the speed for the same great price. Click, call, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Equipment, taxes, and other charges extra. After promo, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Over the years, some of golf's best stories were about the legendary Ben Hogan. Tommy Bolt once said that Hogan was the only player he'd ever known to get an ovation on the practice tee. He said he saw Hogan playing practice rounds before a tournament where half the gallery was made up of other professionals. When Bolt was asked who was better, Jack Nicklaus or Ben Hogan, Bolt replied, "Well, I saw Nicklaus watch Hogan practice, but I never saw Hogan watch Nicklaus." That's a pretty definite answer. Hogan described the game of golf as a game of misses. He said, "The player who misses best is the one who's going to win." He believed that the first hole was the most important, saying, "Well, if you don't birdie the first hole, how can you expect to birdie them all?" Ben Hogan knew the value of positive thinking on the golf course. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sacktown Sports.
When I wake up in the morning, love.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
We're enjoying that silly off season for the Kings where we're having fun speculating. Hey, this guy would be great. That guy would be great. Yesterday, Drapes brought up John Collins.
Yep.
Or did Jerry bring him up first?
Jerry brought him, and then I was like
a long time before that.
a while ago.
Jerry Reynolds brought him up, and you were like, that's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
On the text line here, Eric at Fat Cat.
Our guy.
Good cookies.
Good cookies, yep.
Thank you, Eric, for listening. Hey, fellas, Collins can turn the page and start fresh. He's exactly the type of player our fans will come to love and get him cheapish.
There you go.
916 says Collins is a no-brainer for the rebounding alone.
There you go. See?
Mm-hmm.
Fellas, he averaged 21 points at one time.
That's what I'm saying.
19 points at one time.
There's something there.
Soulshine Band, pardon me, says Collins has good numbers on paper, doesn't make Sack better. He's not a solid defender, needs the ball in his hands to be effective. You aren't taking the ball away from Fox, Domas, or Keegan.
I'm not listening to Soulshine Band regarding basketball ever again. He's the same guy, if I'm correct, that said Valanciunas is the answer for us. So he lost his basketball take card. He can't weigh in on basketball anymore. You want to talk about soccer? Go for it. Football, baseball, but Soulshine Band basketball is not you, my man.
Mm-hmm. Soulshine Band even says, hey, I did look at Tobias Harris over John Collins, honestly.
What has Tobias Harris ever won? Talk about a contract that was, he was overpaid. Mm-hmm. Tobias Harris never won a thing.
The Kings more than Collins. So that's part of the fun of it. Who knows? I'm out on Collins. I understand where you guys are going.
But you got the answer, though.
I do.
You have the one guy.
Who says no to this? I have a feeling you're going to.
I know. I'm about to.
No matter what I say.
Let me hear it.
No matter what I say. Okay. You could do this with a number of different teams, but I'll just throw this one out, and we could change around if we need to. We could adjust it. HB. Okay.
All right. I'm listening.
Yep. Sasha.
Okay.
Number 13 pick.
Mm-hmm.
And at least one number one. We'll start with one.
And another one. So 2 number ones total. 13th, and then a future number one
back. But yes.
Okay.
To Washington for the number 2 pick and Kyle Kuzma. Boom. Boom. Boom.
That don't get it done.
That is like the worst trade ever. Why would Washington do that? What do they get out of it?
They get a number 1 and they get 13 pick. That's why I may have to throw in another
But
one.
you said the number 2 this year.
Yeah.
Why would they give up the number 2 pick?
Because they'd get 13 this year. They'd get Sasha and HB, and they'd get at least one number 1.
You sound like Danny Ainge.
I know. I'm about to take his basketball card here. Whitey.
That's not even close.
So you're not saying it's a bad trade. You're saying
I love Kyle Kuzma. I'm saying that's fleecing Washington.
All right, then make it 2 number 1s.
Well, that would be 3 number 1s, technically.
Yeah, but I get one back.
But you get the number 2.
Why do we want the number? You want the number 2 pick. So you want the number 2 pick.
I think they do.
And
because,
Kyle Kuzma?
Yes. That's what I need. And the reason I even thought of that is because, and Jay, you weren't here yesterday, we know that the Kings have been working out some guys that are projected to go at the very top of this draft. Donovan Clingan, and also Sarr.
Yeah, one of the 10 that came in.
Yeah,
Sean Cunningham, I saw that.
Yeah, so that means either those guys are going to drop or the Kings are thinking of moving on up. You could do something similar with, let's see, Utah. Utah has the 10th pick. I mean, maybe a John Collins deal there. Obviously, you're not going to give up as much because you're not getting as much back. Get the 10th pick. Portland has the 7th pick. The Bulls have the 11th pick. Atlanta has the 1st pick. So some form of that trade you could do, and you could end up with a star and a higher pick, and you'd have to give up your 2 number 1s in this year's 13 for that.
You know, Whitey, I respect your basketball knowledge. Long-time NBA fan. Covered the league for many years. But why would they give up the number 2 pick? What are they getting out of the deal?
They're getting the 13th pick plus 2 additional 1s. And they're not going anywhere. What is Kyle Kuzma going to do for them before they're any good?
So you're giving up three number ones for Kyle Kuzma and this number 2.
Yeah.
Got you.
And, I also got to give them a couple players to make the salaries work, which, by the way, cha-ching, that works.
Yeah. I just
you don't think they do.
I appreciate the effort. Yeah.
So you think it'd be a great trade for the Kings?
Yeah, and you're not giving up anything, of value. The 13th pick this year, no offense, because you're getting back the number 2 pick.
I know.
You're like
giving them 2 1s.
Yeah, but you would have to give them, in my opinion, maybe 2 1s just to move up to number 2. Now you're talking HB and a 1 for Kyle Kuzma. Like that's a number 2 pick and Kyle Kuzma. That's it.
You want to give him 3 number 1s?
You got to give a lot. I think.
Or do you not want any part of the deal?
If I'm Washington, I don't want any part of the deal.
We're looking at from the Kings.
If the Kings, yeah, but why do you can't do that, man? You know better than that. You can't. That's like saying, let's send Orlando 2 second-round picks for Paolo Banchero. Why would they? You got to make it even for both teams, don't you? We're not trying to fleece them.
No, the difference is Paolo Banchero's on a team that's young and up and coming. Washington's going nowhere.
I don't think they're selling Kyle Kuzma for cheap, though. Like, and the issue for me isn't Kyle Kuzma. And the issue isn't Kyle Kuzma. It's the number 2 overall pick. Now, if you took out the number 2 overall pick, just got rid of that, don't even include that part of the deal, then I think we got something.
HB, Sasha, the number 13 pick, and a number 1 for Kyle Kuzma? To me, that's too much for the Kings to give up.
Maybe another Washington player or something like that. I just don't think the number 2 pick is for sale unless it's a star or a young talent coming back.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying. I just don't think it's a realistic trade from a Washington standpoint.
My scouts tell me they love Sasha in DC. They love him.
Maybe they do. Gold, silver, diamonds. You're right. My bad, big fella. I'm looking at the YouTube chat, Sacktown Sports 1140. Check us out. Gold, silver, diamonds. It's Whitey's birthday. Give him a pass. You're right, Whitey. That's a great trade, my man. That's a great trade. You're right.
There we go. Thank you, gold, silver, and diamond.
Oh, that's hilarious. No, is Kyle Kuzma the answer, though? Like, is that a guy you would want?
Here's the thing with me, and I know you're giving me a hard time, understandably, and you should, because I'm like, I like this guy, I don't like this guy. Oh, this guy's great, this guy's terrible. My standards have been lowered dramatically because I look around at the Kings and everyone else in the West. It's like, and I realize I need talent, and it's not going to be the perfect fit, and it's going to be a guy probably with flaws. or I'm not going to get him.
Right, exactly.
So that's why now I'm willing a lot of these guys that at the deadline, it's like, I don't want any part of that guy. Now it's like, you need him. Like Zach LaVine.
Right.
Kuzma came to mind. Like I said, what about doing something like that with Chicago at 11? I mean, 11-13 is
that's not
like
that's
thing.
not much.
Yeah, that's kind of a coin toss. Utah, maybe you do something like that with Utah at 10 and you get your guy John Collins. You work out something there.
That'd be something I'd entertain. If you flip that. See, but they're giving up the better draft pick and the better player. Like, I think you would probably have to entice them with another first-round draft pick.
In the case of Utah, are they giving up the better player? Really?
John Collins? Dude, did you just see what Fat Cat said on the text line? Eric at Fat Cat? Collins can turn the page and start fresh. He is exactly the type of player our fans will come to love and get him cheapish. That's I think what we're looking at in terms of a player for Sacramento, if we're talking about a trade, is a guy with, like you said, with some warts. Maybe he hasn't flourished in the role that he's in. Maybe on the outs from his team. Maybe a big contract, something. There's not going to be any shiny, a diamond in the rough or anything like that. And I think John Collins at 26 still has his best basketball years ahead of him.
As far as Kuzma goes, and just put all this aside, we all were operating under the assumption that the Kings loved him because they nearly traded for him. But I know Sam's reporting last year around the deadline was that Kings have cooled on Kuzma. They're not that interested. What do you think? Do you have any
I don't have any intel
opinion on that?
But I can see why, because, I think when you look at a player like Kyle Kuzma, he's an offense-first guy. You have Keegan Murray. Does Kyle Kuzma come here and take away shots from Keegan Murray? Now, you got to decide on who Keegan Murray is and what you want him to be and who he can become. But I was against it, this past year because I thought Keegan needed time to flourish, needed opportunity. If you get Kuzma, now Keegan takes a backseat to Kyle, because Kyle Kuzma ain't taking no back. Nope. He's not coming here to be a role player and get 8 to 10 shots a game. He's going to get them up.
He's not coming off the bench.
Right, exactly. And so I just don't see the fit anymore. Now, if Keegan Murray didn't pan out or we didn't have Keegan or something, he's a great 3. We need a 4-man, and we need a 4-man with some substance to him. Kyle Kuzma can score the rock, but he's not a lockdown defender either. We talk about John Collins' defense. Kyle Kuzma ain't locking anybody down. And so I think when you look at it, you need a little more physicality from that 4 spot to play alongside Domas and Keegan.
Mm-hmm. Would you give up 13 and the 2 1s, and then you'd have to have match salary for Kuzma? And then Washington can keep their second pick?
13.
I'm assuming that Washington is a team that might be willing to trade some of their established guys, not that they have a lot, because, again, their short-term future is pretty bleak.
Right.
But draft picks, that's going to help us.
That's probably what they should do. They should do the Oklahoma City, the Utah, send some talent out.
I can help them do that.
Stockpile some draft picks, that kind of thing. And you also got to look at Kyle Kuzma's salary as well. Let's not, he's at $25 million. It escalates from there, 28 years. I like the player. I just don't think he's the answer alongside Domas and Keegan.
Who is the answer? Next, Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender in the paint. Soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Welcome to the May Springtime Sales Event at Kia of Vacaville. Are you ready for an exceptional automotive journey? We're excited to present to you the pinnacle of automotive excellence, the Kia Telluride. As May unfolds, come explore the remarkable features of the Kia Telluride. Beyond being just a vehicle, it embodies a lifestyle with a seamless blend of sophistication and practicality. The Telluride is ready to elevate your driving experience to extraordinary heights. Whether you're embarking on a family getaway or navigating busy city streets, the Kia Telluride offers unparalleled comfort and innovation. Moreover, with Kia's unwavering commitment to safety and reliability, you can drive with absolute confidence wherever your adventures take you. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Experience the exceptional Kia Telluride firsthand. Visit us today at Kia of Vacaville and take advantage of exclusive offers during the May Springtime Sales Event. Your adventure awaits. Kia Kia of Vacaville, where innovation meets excellence. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia of Vacaville for more details.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Bottom of the hour, we're going to talk to a guy by the name of Brian Kalbrowski, and he's one of these draft analysts for USA Today. So we'll find out what Brian thinks of the Kings, who they've been working out, where they might go. And Drapes, I'm reluctant to read this because it comes from your guy. I thought he was your guy, Compio. This is one of the...
Let me see what he said.
This is severe. All right, Compio. Collins isn't the answer. Draper is starting to sound like Carmichael Dave wanting Ben Simmons. Let it go.
Wade Jones.
At this point, that's what he's saying. You're just throwing out names.
I'm just throwing out names right now. I'm just throwing it.
And that's your guy.
He was my guy. You know, it's just Compio got to understand. Like, I'm the type, and Compio, you should know this by now. Jay and Whitey, you guys should know this as well. When everybody's looking at the shiny object over here, oh, let's go out there and get Brandon Ingram. Let's go out there and make a trade, Zion or somebody. I'm looking at the guy nobody's talking about, John Collins, who would fit right in. And then you got Curtis Hicks or Soulshine Band saying you wouldn't want to take shots away from Keegan to give shots to Kuzma, but you would take away shots away from Keegan to give to John Collins. No way. John Collins is not demanding the ball and demanding 20 shots per game. Kyle Kuzma was the number one option on the Washington Wizards. Are we really expecting him to come to Sacramento to be the fourth option? There's no way.
I'm losing belief probably. I need somebody who will take shots.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Seriously, I thought you were a Kuzma guy before. And it's fine if you...
I like Kuzma, but not anymore, not with the fit, because I think that takes away from Keegan Murray. Now, if you're telling me Keegan Murray, this is who he's going to be the rest of his career, then we need something more out of our three-man. We need better production. He knows that. He needs to be better. He needs to make that leap. But you look at John Collins, he shot 11 times last season, 11 times per game. Year before that, 10. Do you know how many times Kyle Kuzma shot per game last season?
Right,
I got I guarantee it's probably more than that. 18.8. 18. So you're telling me Kyle Kuzma come here where you could get 12 shots a game? It ain't going to happen, man. It ain't. We got to come up with
something. Take only 12 shots a game.
We would. You wouldn't?
He's going to get more than 12 shots a game here.
14 shots?
15 at least.
So here's
I got so many guys that won't shoot already.
De'Aaron Fox is going to take 20.
Shoot the ball. HB, shoot it.
Fox going to take 20. Keegan Murray should take 17 to 18. Domas is at 15. Wait, they're not going to take 130 shots a game, Whitey.
Is Domas really at 15?
He should be if he takes them open jumpers. He should be.
All right. Curtis Six says, honestly, I believe their best option is to let these other guys flounder that want to get rid of players, these other teams. We're not that far off. Staying pat and focusing on this pick might be their best option.
Nah, nobody's saying that.
Curtis. I love Curtis. That gives me the heebie-jeebies. Curtis is one of my guys. Everybody Compio says, Drape's my guy. So Compio's he wants to make sure
he's trying to butter me up.
After he compared you to Carmichael Dave.
I know. That's like the biggest insult you can have at this station. Trust me, I don't have any girth commercials.
About girth.
Exactly. Thank you, Jay. I don't have any girth commercials. I'm not stooping that low, America. So don't put me in the same box as that dude.
Soul Sign Band. Collins needed 14.8 shots to average 21 points per game. He can't shoot that much if you want Keegan to shoot 18. It's a complicated situation. Oh, but Curtis Six, I understand the appeal of stay low, stay calm, let other teams thrash around, and then you make your improvements around the margin. But the Kings are too far behind everybody to do that.
Here's the thing. We got to be honest about the situation, Whitey. We cannot afford another missed playoffs.
No.
Like, this team has to do something to get into the playoffs, right? Like, missing the playoffs we're going to give them a pass this past year. 46 wins, tough Western Conference, injuries to Malik and Kevin Huerter. but this team has to make the playoffs this upcoming season.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, you can't just stand pat, Curtis Hicks. You can't just, sit back and, all right, we drafted 13. That'll be our squad. That'll be our addition, because you won't even make the play-in if you don't make some significant moves. Now is the time to take some chances, take some risks. If you're just Domas and De'Aaron are not getting younger. You need somebody you can add to them to make them your core for the next 4 or 5 years.
Remember, Curtis, we're on eastbound 80. We're between Dixon and Fairfield, right? And we're in the fast lane, and we think we're doing well. And all the other teams are, we're getting past. I thought we were going fast enough. No,
right.
You got to step it up.
Right.
Teams are flying past the game.
That's exactly what happened. Last 2 years ago, when we won 48 games, the speed limit was 55. Then we got a little further out of town, and it's 70, but we're still driving 55, Whitey. Yeah. And everybody's blowing past us right now.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 is the number. You want to text us? You want to give us a call like Rob? Rob, you're on with the Drive Guys. Hello, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How about you guys?
Good. Thank you for hanging on. What can we do for you?
Always. I love you guys' show. I love both of you guys. I love your take. Even though sometimes I don't always agree with you guys.
Good.
I think I like that you guys have different sides and that you guys give each other the floor to actually just spit it out. I'm honestly against getting Collins. I know. Don't hate me, Drake. I love you, man. You're my guy. I like you. I love listening to you. You always have great points. I like that you stand strong too with your opinions. That's what's up. I don't know. I'll just be honest. I'm Soulshine.
He actually called. Nice. He called. Uh-oh. Welcome to the Thunder here. Welcome to the jungle. What you got, Soulshine?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm looking at guys like Caleb Martin or Emmanuel. I mean, if you could pull Emmanuel quickly, I mean, that's going to solve some problems. I like Patrick Williams too. I mean, I like guys. You guys are talking about giving guys another shot. Look at Patrick Williams. He's had injuries his whole career, but he's a tough guy. Brings it every night. He rebounds. He can shoot the three half decent. He shoots the three at 39.9%. That's great. And he's a power forward center. He can play center, so you could play him with Sabonis. I like Jalen Smith too. I think we need someone who can lock down the defensive end to help Sabonis when he's the only big man down low. You can have someone next to him clogging the lane up. But then if you have a guy like Patrick Williams who can spread the floor, that's huge. I mean, then you don't force Domantas to develop that shot any quicker than he's doing great. He had a great jump shot last year in comparison to the year before. So, I mean, we can't ask him too much more than that. He's already excelling in so many other areas, So, I mean, I threw Valanciunas out there because I saw him. I'm like, that could work, but I don't know. He sucks when it comes to the pick and roll defense. He's slow off the pick and roll defense, and we don't need another slow big man off the pick and roll defense. And Collins is way better in that area. I'll give it to you, Drake. He's way better on the defensive end in that area. I think when it comes to rim protection and getting back, I think he's capable. I think Mike Brown could be the guy who sparks that, that defensive mindset in him. But you just never know when you're looking at guys that are capable. I liked Christian Wood, and then look at last year. Jesus, that was hard.
Gotcha, Rob.
All right, man.
Thank you very much. And I give Rob a lot of credit.
Yeah, he called in. I appreciate
I'm
that.
The guy that has been sending these messages on the chat.
Don't be hiding behind the screen or your phone or anything like that. Patrick Williams is an interesting guy because that's the kind of player that I'm talking about in terms of
he's from the Halliburton draft class, right?
Yeah,
Halliburton,
he was
Toppin,
2019 29th. No, he was 2019. I'm trying to remember the year.
Yeah, he was. I know he was because he was taken really high.
Yeah, he was 1 year before Halliburton, I believe. Halliburton was 2020, right?
I think they were in the same draft.
Right in the same draft. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, I get that was COVID years and everything like that. But this is a guy that has never performed up to his billing in Chicago. This is a guy who was drafted high. You're right about that. Played at Florida State under Leonard Hamilton. Was a guy, if I'm correct, came off the bench the entire time while at his one season at Florida State. But then when you look at it, he was the number 4 overall pick back in 2019. But you talk about injury history, 43 games this past season. Before that, 82 games.
He was 2020.
2020?
Yeah, he was a 4th pick in 2020.
2020. There, all right, there it is. All right, there it is. 4th pick in 20. Yeah, I'm looking at the recruiting rank. My bad. But this guy hasn't been healthy. He's had one healthy season. But that's kind of the risk that you assume with a player like that. A diamond in the rough, if you will, a guy that just needs a new surrounding, a new environment that could thrive. He's 6'7", 7-foot wingspan as well. So I do like that, his wingspan is there. But I think there's other guys we can get, man. Like I'm really high on John Collins. I really think, because you're asking John Collins to come in and honestly do exactly what he did last year in Utah.
You want him to be kind of a small ball 5, right?
No, he's my power. He's my 4.
Oh, okay.
He's my starting 4, John Collins. I need him to do exactly what he did in Utah in terms of production-wise. He doesn't have to come in and get 25 and 13. He doesn't have to come in and block 5 shots. 15 and 8.5 from the 4 spot. If Harrison Barnes woke up tomorrow and gave us those numbers, we would be happy, Kings fans. This is a guy that can do it. John Collins, I think, can do that. And then he averaged a block a game as well. That's the guy. Why do we wait?
Well,
why are we even discussing this
anymore? This is the guy that always says, don't look at the box score. Don't look at the box score. Don't look at the box score. If we get 15.8 and 8 rebounds and 2 blocks per game, we're in business.
Come on, man.
Patrick Williams, by the way, is restricted free agent. So Jalen Smith, I think, is the best guy. Of all those guys that Rob mentioned, I'm really high on Jalen Smith.
Yeah, but where do you see him at, though? Position-wise,
he might be able to play 4.
Is it 4 or is he a backup 5?
Yeah, he probably could do a little both for you. I think
yeah.
you'd want him to be a 4, but it's possible that he's not. And I also wonder why every time he plays for the Pacers, he plays really well, but then in the biggest games, he doesn't play. And I know there's a reason for that. I'm not sure what it is.
I was told that, when you look at the Kings and what they need, you need an athletic 4 that can shoot and stretch vertically. To me, John Collins is that guy. I even throw Bobby, a guy you mentioned last week, Obi Toppin. Restricted free agent, if I'm correct, though. And I don't think Indiana would let him go, but that might be a guy you kick the tires on.
We will turn our attention to the draft coming up. Brian Kalbrowski will join us. If this isn't a strong draft, is there at least a lot of something available to the Kings and other teams in this draft? We'll find out next on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. We're looking at a bright sunny day today with temperatures quite warm for the afternoon with a light west wind. Highs today will peak in the upper 80s to about 90. Expect overnight lows backing down to the 50s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
This Memorial Day, the Roseville Auto Mall invites you to experience the thrill of saving like never before. 17 dealerships and thousands of vehicles all in one location. The giant Memorial Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall at the intersection of savings and satisfaction.
We're recording this Progressive commercial on a real boat to let people know that when you bundle your home, boat, and other vehicles...
What was that, Flo?
Progressive saves you money, Jamie.
Why are we doing this on a boat?
We were going for authenticity.
We're going to the city?
Authenticity.
You mean Atlantic City? But we're not in the Atlantic. Are we?
Bundle your home and other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for less. And for a limited time, new customers receive their second month free when they sign up and use promo code MONTHFREE by May 31st. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up! and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. Enjoy over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and our thrilling high-limit room with Sky River rewards that add up and up, and 18 elevated restaurants and bars. There's something for everyone. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Increase leads and get more customers. We create tailored digital marketing strategies that deliver results. On your next campaign, aim higher. Go to aimyourdigital.com and get started today. aimyourdigital.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Well, it's time to turn our attention to the draft, Drapes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Get an update on the draft, which is can't get here soon enough, right? By the way, on the chat, we had this from Amadrock. I was listening in the garage, heard Soulshine Band. Good call, my dude.
I like it when the YouTubers call in. People that's on YouTube every day with us, Sacktown Sports 1140. You can subscribe and like right now. Every day we're on there.
Nice enough to join us right now. He's a senior NBA writer and draft analyst for USA Today's For the Win. Brian Kalbrowski with us. Brian, thank you so much for your time and your insight. If there are tiers to this draft, where would you draw the lines? In other words, top three or separating from the rest, or where do we draw the lines as far as the tiers in terms of the quality of this draft, Brian?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot that has been said about the quality of this draft for the past couple of years, right? Like people have said that this has been a poor class. I think it's been a little bit overstated how poor the class is. But I do think that, frankly, like the difference between players legitimately 1 through about where the Kings are picking is relatively similar. I think that the best player in this class could legitimately be picked at 12 or in that range. Does that mean the Kings will pick them? That much I cannot say. Does that mean the Kings will even use this pick? That much I cannot say. But I think that at the end of the day, when we look back at this class, it could be the number 1 pick that's the best player, but it could also be someone picked anywhere in that range as well. Just
Interesting. Interesting. Hey, Brian, who do you have in that range for the Sacramento Kings? Who do you think will still be on the board around that 13 range?
Yeah, I think if I were the Kings, the player that I would target the most would probably be like a Jared McCain, if he's still on the board, the point guard out of Duke. He played a little bit more off-ball guard, but I think that he could translate as a point guard in the NBA. But due to his size, he is undersized, which I think is the only reason why he'd be falling that far. But as a potential replacement for Malik Monk, if Monk leaves in free agency, that's somebody that I would definitely have pretty highly, targeted for them in that range. But either way, I mean, scoring off the bench is always something that any team in the NBA could use. And I think that his 3-point shooting is definitely going to translate to the next level. So he's somebody that I would definitely like and definitely target. If I'm the Kings, I think that their draft office has definitely been evaluating prospects well recently. Obviously, they were able to identify, someone like Tyrese Halliburton recently, and that was, able to pay dividends by getting them Sabonis. And, whether or not they use the pick or trade it or whatever it might be, I think that, I definitely trust that there's a ton of players in that range that could potentially fit the mold of Sacramento's looking for. But I do also think that Sacramento's been relatively quiet this year in terms of what they seem to be looking for. I'm not hearing a lot of leaks, not hearing a lot of draft workouts reported. I'm not hearing a lot of their name and rumors. So, I think that might just kind of be, what their MO is. But, their MO tends to be more analytically friendly, right? Like they tend to like players who, have a good track record of success and models that, predict the NBA projections.
Catching up with Brian Kalbrowski, senior NBA writer, draft analyst for USA Today's For the Win. And Brian, we found out yesterday, it was reported that the Kings, among the players they've worked out, are a couple of guys that we were assuming would be right near the top of the draft, Klingon and Sarr. So that could suggest maybe the Kings are looking to trade up, but perhaps it also suggests, to the first point you made, maybe they realize this draft is so even that some people that we assume will be gone at the top may drift down to 12 or 13.
I think that's legitimately a fair projection. And I think that, we've already seen after initial wave of mocks originally projected, Sarr as kind of a consensus number one. I don't think Sarr is the consensus number one that people, originally had him as after the lottery. That doesn't mean that he's going to fall all the way to where the Kings are picking. Perhaps he falls a little bit more towards where the Kings could have the assets to trade up for. But I do think that he still could go number one fairly easily as well. Like, don't get me wrong, but I think that, there are definitely players who could fall. Klingon's a great example. I think I've seen him as high as number 2. I think that, number 9 or so could be also a reasonable range for him as well, because, there might not just be teams in that range looking for a big who doesn't have a track record of shooting at this point in his career. Obviously, at the combine and during these pro days, everyone's going to say that they're a stretch 4, stretch 5 now. And Klingon's, definitely got the size to translate to the NBA. Rim protection is absolutely elite. But at the same time, like if someone like that fell towards like 8, 9, 10, like that wouldn't surprise me by any stretch. And the same goes for someone like Rizashea, who is now being called the projected number 1 pick by a couple outlets, right? He's really streaky, and he's had a lot of good games, but a lot of not so good games as well. And maybe there are teams that don't, trust someone like that. So I think that, a lot of guys could potentially be told by their camps that their range is, 2 to 5, and find themselves in that 8 to 12 range.
Hey, Brian, who's some sleepers that you're keeping an eye on? Guys that maybe, late first round that you think can make a big difference? Is Zach Edey in that category? Like, who are some sleepers out there?
Yeah, I definitely think that Zach Edey is somebody who is probably actually being a little bit undervalued, considering the success that he's had in college. I think that he's somebody who, definitely in analytic models is going to pop. And obviously his size is really unique. And at the combine, he tested better than Donovan Klingon at essentially every single test. Mobility, agility, verticality. That doesn't necessarily mean he's able to apply all of that during the games, because I think a huge part of athleticism in basketball is actually functional athleticism. But I do think that Edey is being a little bit undervalued right now. I think in a draft, 20 years ago, he would have been the consensus number 1 pick based off the stats that he had and the way the NBA has played. Now I think he's being kind of criticized for things that he can't really control as much, like being such a big guy, right? But I still think in shorter spurts, which is what he's going to have to do in college, rather in the NBA compared to what he did in college. In shorter spurts, I think that he actually should be a pretty functional big man who could have a bigger impact than guys like Boban have had in the NBA and kind of guys similarly built. And there's not too many of those kind of guys. I think another sleeper to kind of keep an eye on, who's definitely been rising a bit, is Kaishan George out of Miami. He was a one-and-done freshman. I think originally from either Sweden or Switzerland, so forgive me for not having that in front of me right now. I think he's actually from Switzerland. But he played 1 year at Miami, and he kind of was late to the game of basketball, but showed a ton of development in his first year of college basketball. And he's 6'8" with point guard skills and can shoot and defend at a pretty high level. So that's somebody who I think will probably go a little bit higher than he's currently projected in some mocks. Another sleeper that the Kings specifically should keep an eye on, and I heard that they may have had a workout with him today, is Coleman Hawkins, who's from Sacramento originally. So Coleman Hawkins is from he went to Illinois. He's currently in the transfer portal. Don't think he's decided if he's going to go back to school or stay in the NBA draft, but he was one of the big standouts during the NBA draft combine scrimmages. He played in the 5-on-5s and he got player of the game in one of those games that he did play. And I think that he's somebody who I would definitely highlight as well as somebody to keep an eye on, especially if you're a Kings fan, because I think they had a workout with him and he's a hometown pick.
Oh, who else have the Kings been working out as far as you know, Brian? Anybody else today?
Yeah, not that I have in front of me. Not that I have in front of me. I should have reached out to a few more sources on that one.
No, that's all good.
One more player that I think is not getting talked about enough is Trenton Flowers. He originally was committed to Louisville. Louisville was a bit of a mess this year and didn't end up going over there. Went to Australia's NBL from America instead. And he didn't get a ton of minutes, but I think was one of the biggest winners from the combine too. Tested super, super well. Somebody who had great vertical, great athleticism. In his combine scrimmage first game, he was 5 for 5 with 12 points. Played within his role, good speed, good agility, all the things we're looking for a potential second round pick. And I think that from what I've heard, he's been interviewing well too.
Brian, we appreciate your time very much. Thanks for your insight. Now we got to find out everything we can about the player that the Kings worked out today. We'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Sounds good. Appreciate you guys.
All right, Brian. Thanks, man.
Thanks for having me.
Brian Kalbrowski from For the Win. Coleman Hawkins, huh?
That's the guy?
Yeah. Let's find out what we can about Coleman Hawkins, and we'll have that for you when we come right back. Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear through the night tonight. Delta breeze will help to cool us into the mid-50s by morning. Beautiful day tomorrow. Mostly sunny with highs in the mid-80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA 3 app.
This Memorial Day, the Roseville Auto Mall invites you to experience the thrill of saving like never before. 17 dealerships and thousands of vehicles all in one location. The giant Memorial Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall at the intersection of savings and satisfaction.
It's Folsom Lake Kia's Memorial Day sales event. Save on new Kias with low payments and low finance rates and 0 down deals on approval of credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia in the Folsom Auto Mall and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sacktown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting sacktownsports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary.
I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
In a world where everybody and their mother makes a primed trim board, contractors have to ask one question. Do I know what's under the primer? Available at just about every lumber yard you can imagine. Vintage trim boards are made from lodgepole pine. That's the stuff telephone poles and railroad ties are made of. It's durable. It's straight. It's been doing the job for generations. Manufactured right here in the USA. Ask for it by name. VintageTrimboards.com.
What is Subcontractors United? It's a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in over 40 trades to help with your home project needs. From cabinets to heating and air to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
My father was a career United States Air Force pilot, and Memorial Day is a reminder of all he and so many others did for our country. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Right now at the annual Memorial Day sale, everything in the store is on sale. Everything. You'll save 10 to 25% on all living rooms, to sofas, to sectionals, to dining rooms, to bedrooms, to home offices, and so much more. Everything is on sale right now at Naturewood Home Furnishings Memorial Day sale. Whether you're looking to lighten the mood in your living room, brighten up your bedroom, or tighten up your home office, it's all available for you at savings from 10 to 25% at Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Shop the area's best selection of quality furniture at Naturewood Home Furnishing, off Highway 50 in Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi folks, Leonard Harrington here, and I'm here to tell you we've got the savings, the selection, and of course the service to make Memorial Day better than ever. You know, the start of the summer is the perfect time to get into that new Ram truck, Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, or Jeep Wrangler that you've been thinking about. And of course, there's plenty in stock to choose from. We've got the colors, the styles, and the options you've been looking for. Maybe you need service on your vehicle. From routine maintenance to major repairs, let our factory-trained service techs get you back on the road at no time at all. It's our Memorial Day sales event, so why not kick off the summer right now? Only at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off 99 in Kettleman, and open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the Low Price Center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
Yeah!
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Well, we were just talking to draft guru Brian Kalbrowski, and he drops a little tidbit on us. Oh, the Kings have worked out Coleman Hawkins today. Coleman Hawkins? Drapes, who's Coleman Hawkins?
I don't know. We had to do our research, right? Illinois product from Antelope, I think, originally. Local kid. Sean Cunningham tweeted out Coleman Hawkins, a pretty successful draft combine behind him, will work out with his hometown Kings on Friday. But first, he'll work in San Francisco with the Golden State Warriors tomorrow. So I couldn't find him on many mock drafts out there. Maybe they'll use a second rounder on him.
Yeah, what I saw in Yardbarker is projected second rounder, but his profile may have improved because he was, and Brian mentioned this, I believe, at the NBA draft combine scrimmage, he was the player of the game, 6 of 7 from the floor for 17 points, hit 3 of 4 threes, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He's 6'10" with Jay's the big wingspan guy, right? Are you the big 7-foot wingspan?
There you go.
6'10", 7-foot wingspan.
That's what you need, man. You need somebody to shrink the floor. When they stretch out their arms, you can't get past them.
I don't need no Robert Galleries, no T-Rex arms.
No T-Rex arms, right? None of that.
Main concern, his speed may struggle to guard quicker players. Offensive game could still improve. NBA comparison. Some names that have come up, it says there's no clear-cut comparison for them. Okay. Some names that could come up. Now, these aren't going to excite you, okay?
Okay, all right.
Jordan Nwora, Dario Saric, and Jaden McDaniels.
Jaden McDaniels would excite me, right?
Uh-huh.
He plays defense like that? We'll have to see.
Right.
But he's a second-round guy we're talking
Projected
about, right?
second-round pick.
We're second-round pick. Mm-hmm. I mean, we got second-round picks sitting on the bench waiting to get some time right now. You know, my boy Slauson, is he going to get some minutes? Kobe Jones. And so we can't even narrow down the first-round pick, let alone the second-round pick, right? So it'll be interesting. When is the draft? What, 2 weeks? No, a month away from this week.
Yeah, I want to say it's the 26th, but I have to double check on that.
Yeah, I think it's a month away from Thursday, this upcoming Thursday. Or is it Friday? One of those. But the draft is coming up, and I'm starting to come around Jay's side.
26 and 27.
Yeah, 26, 27.
2 days now.
2-day draft, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm starting to come along to Jay's side. Like, I don't want them to make this pick for themselves. I need fireworks this offseason if I'm Sacramento. I don't need sparklers. I don't need those little fizzy things, those little snakes that you light and, they fizz out on the ground. Yeah, I don't need that. I need some M80s, some M60s. I need real fireworks this offseason if I'm Sacramento, and I'm not waiting until July 4th. You got the draft coming up. You got free agency July 1st. I need a Woj bomb at like 12:01. The Sacramento Kings and Malik Monk have agreed on a 4-year, $78 million deal. And the Sacramento Kings have traded for Bobby Portis or something. Like, I need something like that.
Why can't I do that and still keep my pick and use it?
Because I think you're going to have to include that pick with any trade you make, right? Like, I would think, unless this draft is so bad nobody even wants to pick. But I think it's one of the assets that you use to flip and go and get one of these guys we've been talking about.
Most of the guys we're talking about, I think I should be able to get them for some package that includes 2 number ones.
Yeah.
And I don't have to trade this one.
But this is the one to trade, Whitey, because this is the weakest of the drafts. Like, you don't want to trade. Well, Atlanta will probably get your pick next year, which why it was so critical to convey it this year.
But I need players now.
But I don't know if any of these guys now will be able to help you.
They should.
I don't know.
A player should be there at 13. You're right. We don't know. But every draft has somebody. And it's possible you will have your guy and hope that he's there. And when 13 comes, if he's not there, you may have to pivot. Your whole strategy may have to pivot.
Yeah, and it may have to pivot. I agree with it. Yeah. It may have to pivot. But I'm thinking I want Monte McNair and the Kings to be the leaders I don't want them to be waiting and, I'm watching this team, Warriors do this, the Lakers did this, and then on July 15th or something, the Kings have did this. By that time, all the good players are gone. I need them to set the market right from the jump. Let's go.
I'm with you. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Lorenzo joins us. He's been hanging on. Hello, Lorenzo. What do you know?
Hey, guys. Thank you so much for bringing me in. I love your show, and thank you for the company on this traffic days around Sacramento.
You bet.
What you got?
Yeah. So my thought is this. We need a center. So do you think the Kings could trade for Nurkic at the Phoenix? And then we all talk about the Washington Wizards and Kuzma. What about Danny Avdija? I mean, he could be a young update on Harrison Barnes. He shoots the ball. He doesn't need the ball a lot on his hand. And he was the second fiddle to Kuzma. And if I'm not mistaken, it's about the same contract as a 4 years, something like 15, 20 million. And he's in a rookie contract. And he was the top 10. So what do you guys think about them? Instead of going for all these like big names that they might not want to come to Sacramento, if we bring them for 1 or 2 years and we have to trade a lot for them and they don't stay. So maybe for a second hand and that they turn superstars like Malik.
Got you, Lorenzo.
I'd love to listen to you. Yeah, thank you guys.
No, thank you.
What you think?
Well, I just know Denny Avdia, he signed an extension in October, 4 years, $55 million. So he's not on his rookie deal anymore. And he's one of those guys again that looks, on the surface like, whoa, quite a player. And the closer you look, I'm not sure on him, and I don't know about his availability. I would probably have to give up a lot to get him. I don't think he's a guy that they're looking to move. They just invested a lot in him.
Right.
He's probably going to cost more than I want to give up to get him. And Nurkic, of course, I can find the same thing in other ways without having to trade.
Yeah. And, I like Avdia as a player. If you can get him, I say go for it. I like what he brings to the table. 6'9" guy, only 23 years old. And I feel like, too, when we talk about players from certain organizations, we got to put an asterisk next to them. We got to grade them on a curve because Washington has been a trash organization. And so some of the bad habits that he's picked up or, we got to say, all right, in a winning culture, a thriving system, what could this guy be? I'm not going to, I look at a John Collins. I look at a Denny Avdia, even a Kyle Kuzma to an extent, even though we sort of know who Kuzma is now. Even a Jordan Poole right now in Washington. In a thriving, better culture, how would these players fit in? I look at my guy, Terry Rozier, out there in Miami. I'm so glad he got out of Charlotte. He was toiling away, wasting away. To me, there are certain organizations where you can't just look at a player's stats and analytics because the whole organization has been trash. Washington's never been a good defensive team. Everybody that plays on Washington, their defensive numbers are going to be horrible because they're a horrible defensive team.
I'll give you that if you give me this. That cuts both ways. A lot of times a guy's numbers will look better because he's on a bad team. Every team has somebody.
Empty stats.
Everybody has somebody who's going to score 20 points.
No, you're right.
The worst teams ever.
Right.
Somebody's going to score 20.
Somebody got to score the basketball.
Yeah.
I will give you that. But I do like Denny Avdia at 23. If you can get a guy like that, I agree with you. I don't think Washington. Yeah, he's not the guy Washington would be ready to move on. And it may take a couple of first-round picks because the price may be high.
Yeah. And they just showed you that by giving him the big
extension.
Yep. They're not interested in trading him. So I can't beat my head against that wall when there's other guys available for less that I'd have to give up. Because I got to add talent. I can't give up a lot to get a guy because then I'm right back where I started.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. And so there are other guys out there that, to me, will be a little more accessible, available.
How about Doug joining us here on Sack?
Our guy, Doug.
Doug, how are you, Doug?
Gentlemen, talking about the 4th of July, I got a couple sparklers, and then I got a cherry bomb.
All right. Ooh, cherry bomb. Okay, what you got?
Cherry bomb. So the sparkler is 2 second-rounders for Hauser because that guy can just freaking light it up as he comes off the bench, makes our bench a lot better. If that's a deal that will work. The other one, you mentioned him, and this guy I really like is Obi Toppin. I said, man, he has really played well in the playoffs, and I think he'd be a good fit. But I think you say he's restricted free agent. But if you go in and you make a offer sheet and make Indiana pay more for him, I don't care. It's their money. And then here's one more sparkler. Derek Jones Jr.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is 2.7 current contract. Goes Dallas can only offer 5.2. We could do 3 for 24, and we would get that guy. And then the cherry bomb is going to cost us I don't know how many first round picks with players, but I like Mikal Bridges because I believe that Brooklyn is going to blow it up, and they're going to want assets.
Hey, Doug, pardon me. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any way you get Bridges without trading Keegan. Would you consider trading Keegan to get Mikal Bridges?
But I will go in and trade Herter, Barnes, and Mitchell.
Sure.
And whatever in the picks. But no.
Okay.
I know. He's a guy that's, for me, is untouchable because we're trying to build and go forward.
Thank you, Doug. That's quite an assortment of fireworks. Yeah, thank you. Drapes, I don't think there's any way you even have the conversations for Mikal Bridges if you're not willing to part with Keegan.
Yeah, they're looking for picks and young players. And it has to, no offense to HB and Kevin Herter, what does that do for Brooklyn? and you're going to have to give up picks. I agree with you. They're looking for picks and young players. I think Bridges, honestly, is a guy they still build around.
Mhm.
Maybe they look to move some of their other pieces.
Mhm.
I think Bridges they keep, though.
Yeah. And as far as we know, they're not even looking to deal him.
Right.
Same
right.
with Markkanen. Everyone goes, they're not dealing him, wink, wink.
Right.
Well, maybe they're not.
Right. I think that's one of the guys you build around if you're Utah. You look to surround him with talent, not get rid of him. Yeah, unless there's a Godfather offer.
Mm-hmm. We got to take a timeout.
We got a timeout.
When we come right back, we're going to catch up on our Kings Media exit interviews. Mark Haynes from the Sac Observer joins us next.
Yeah, he's coming up at 4:30. We switched him. He's at 4:30.
He's at 4:30.
Yeah, Mark is coming in at 4:30. Let's continue this conversation.
Yes, I apologize. I got my Sacktown sports coaches mixed up there.
Yeah, coaches? I know. Mark is coming in at 4:30, right?
Yeah, I thought the soccer coach was coming in at 4:30. I apologize. All right, so he's coming in.
He's coming in.
Yeah, Kyle, why don't you handle this?
You want me to take us to break? Take us to break. All right, coming up next,
damage.
We are 1 hour away from the All-NBA team. Should Domantas Sabonis be on there? And who else should the Kings go out there and get this offseason? Should it be John Collins? Might it be Kyle Kuzma? We want to hear from you. 916-339-1140. That's the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Yeah.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Vapes and cigarettes are responsible for the excessive amount of secondhand smoke in California.
From our sidewalks to our parks, restaurants, offices, and work sites, over half of Californians are at risk of being exposed to thousands of toxic chemicals.
Go to secondhanddangers.org for an action plan to protect yourself and your family from toxic harm that could last a lifetime.
Because even outdoors, there's no such thing as safe secondhand smoke.
Sponsored by Breathe California, Sacramento region.
We all have some things from the past that we might regret, or better yet, might like to get rid of. I'm talking about that mistake you made years ago that still may be haunting you. How great would it be if that could be expunged and gone? Poof! Just like that. But where do you go for something like that? Try the Gonzalez Law Offices. Jonathan Gonzalez is right here in downtown Sacramento, and he's here for you. Maybe you need someone for wrongful termination. Again, the Gonzalez Law Offices. Go to saclegaldefense.com or call them at 916-304-9187.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth, and if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges to your tax debts daily. So if you owe the IRS today, You'll owe even more tomorrow, and it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey everyone, it's Kyle Draper here from my fine friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Now, if you're a small business owner, check out their selection of rugged Mercedes work vans in stock at their Mercedes Commercial Van Sales and Service Center right next to the dealership. Mercedes-Benz vans will haul anything that you can put in them, and your crew members will love driving them. And choosing a Mercedes Sprinter van for work can qualify you for very generous tax breaks. Sprinters are available at rates as low as 4.9% APR plus customer bonus cash incentives. The team at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is incredible. I got my EQS from them, and I tell everybody I know that if you're going to roll in a Mercedes-Benz, get it from my friends in Stockton. It's just a short drive right off the 5, a half hour from SAC, right at the 8 Mile Road exit, or online at mbofstockton.com. That's anytime at mbofstockton.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTK-AM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sacktown Sports.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
All right, back on track. My apologies. We actually have two guests coming up.
Yeah.
They're both named Mark, and they both moved, and I thought one had moved where the other one had moved, and so anyway, thank you.
Yeah, we're good now. We're back on track.
What's going on? But that's kind of the way things are right now with the Sacramento Kings. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We haven't been, the three of us haven't been close to agreeing on draft picks, yeah, but as far as the players and trades, I don't think we're close to agreeing on anything.
No, I think we said Zach LaVine, right? Did we say Zach LaVine? Did we? Yeah, you came around on that.
Don't back out now. Look at you. Yeah. Don't back out on us.
I did. We're all on board with Zach LaVine.
So maybe that's the guy.
Okay. And you guys both like Collins.
Yes.
Are you guys both pro Josh Giddey?
Yes.
Okay.
Is that where you draw the line? You're like, no.
You have a look on your face like, I'm not really, but I'm going to stick to it.
Oh, yeah. Jay was off yesterday, right? He wasn't here yesterday.
He wasn't here yesterday. Yeah.
And I'm
you backpedaling?
No. I'm trying to come at you right now because here's the situation. We were talking about Josh Giddey. You were all on board.
Yep.
But you're not on board with Karl Anthony Towns.
I'm not.
I don't understand. And I was trying to figure it out yesterday. We were talking. Josh Giddey, let's say he's soft. But he's softer than Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns showed his butt out there against Denver.
Cotton drapes.
Come on, big fella, Jay. Come, like who you looking for then, big fella? How do you want Josh Giddey but not Karl Anthony Towns?
I would take Cat because of what he may be able to do for me, though. And I think I've said this a couple days ago. Karl Anthony Towns is not my type of ball player. I don't think he brings the versatility that I'm looking for. I don't think he's athletic. I don't think he plays any defense that I'm looking for. And as much as he did, he had a great game in game 7 against Jokic. He balled out. He led the team offensively. I need to see that more. I think there's been a lull in his career. And let me say this. He's not soft when it comes to life, because anybody who loses both their parents, grandparents, like he's been through a ton since the pandemic. He has been through a ton. Just go Google his story. I'm saying on the court, and maybe some of that has affected it. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just looking for like we're all looking for that combination of something, right? My combination, if we got to go get a person like that, has to bring a little more toughness for me.
Sidebar.
I don't think that he does.
Sidebar. Do you guys think Karl Anthony Towns will be a Hall of Famer?
Wow.
Oh,
that's a good one. That's
Styles and Watkins were talking about this today.
I think he'll have the numbers.
I think he will.
I think he'll have the numbers.
He's already one of only, I think he's the fastest to 8,000 points, 4,000 rebounds, and 1,000 assists, which, that's not something anyone's ever thought of, but those are the type of things, to Jay's point, that eventually get you in to the Hall of Fame. And the Basketball Hall of Fame is the easiest to get into of the major sports Hall of Fames.
He's at 13,000 for his career.
Like if he quit tomorrow, he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, but I think he's on that path.
I'm looking at some of his numbers. His second year, he scored 2,000 points. This past season, 1,349. Let's say he scores 1,500 points a year. It would take him, he's about 7,000 away from 20,000 points. Take him 5 years.
Yeah, he'll get
there. And if he hits 20,000, he's a Hall of Famer. I think there's only like 2 players that have hit 20,000 that have not made the Hall of Fame. Anton Jameson is one of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And with this team that he's on, he may have a ring or two in there too. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. And he's still got a lot of basketball left to play. I mean, he's 28. He's still got a good 5 years of his prime to go.
And he's got everything.
Jay's team, though.
Yeah, not for me. And because what you're getting ready to have to pay for him, you're paying superstar prices for Karl Anthony Towns.
Yes.
He's not my type of superstar.
So you're not giving up everything.
Yeah, I'm not giving up the whole boat for him, because I think if you're going to get Cat, you're giving up Keegan, right?
Yeah.
For me to give up Keegan, I need a Mikal Bridges. I need some, Miles Bridges. I need a Zach LaVine. I need someone that can really go get it. Besides what we saw this past series and this year, when have we ever thought like Cat, man, beside his first year, like his first and second year, a lot of people's talking about him being the greatest ever, greatest big man ever. And I think he was just a new flavor of the month, like Baskin Robbins. But beyond that, when has anybody looked at Cat and said, you know what? He can lead a team. Like, when has he been the guy? We can attach ourselves to him and he'll win a championship.
No, it hasn't happened. And that's why this is a great situation for him, because he's got Ant-Man there.
Ant can be the leader of that team.
Yeah. When we come right back, we'll get to the phones, 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Our guy, Soulshine Band, is making another run on the chat about, he's making another run at Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is underperformer.
Yeah, underperformer.
Good player, skilled player, but habitual, chronic underperformer.
Yeah, I think we need a little more toughness out of our four-man. Like, Tobias, he went scoreless in, the final game against the New York Knicks playoff game. I need somebody that's going to show up.
You know what you need? You need to check it with TC.
Mic check.
Oh,
what's up, TC?
Whitey Drapes, Jay in the back. What's up? Hey, sorry to cut you off.
What do you got for us, TC?
Hey, check it out. So look, hey.
Yep. Yeah, you're
hey,
good.
So,
you're good.
Hey, okay, yeah, I had a back on. So look, what I got, right? So it's like this. Keegan's on the table if it's from Michael Bridges, right? Seriously, like if Jordy is calling out Mike like, hey, man, shoot Keegan over here, I got Michael, I'm doing that deal, bro. He's not untouchable in that deal. Also, on the flip side, the Utah Jazz. Why not? Listen, so we can't, on the same token, we can't say we don't want to give up the draft picks, but then we want to keep. If that's the case, then let's draft people, bro. Like if we giving up the draft picks, let the boy Ames over there fleece us. Okay, y'all, listen. He said he wanted 3 or 4 first-round picks for marketing. Go give it to him. Because at the end of the day, it's a win-win for Sacramento. We're not worried about them draft picks, bro. We can catch it. If we get marketing in here with the core that we got, then we doing good and we moving on, bro. That's what we looking at. So if we're not looking to do that, then we might as well start drafting, bro. We can't keep saying we want to keep the draft picks, but then we want to give them away for certain players. I'm like, Danny, if you want to take Harrison Barnes, bro, and 3 first-round picks for marketing, I might even throw another one in on GP. Bro, send that dude ASAP. I'll pick him up from SAC International. Seriously. And then, yes, for Michael, I'm trading Keegan, bro. He's not going to be untouchable. Keegan's going to be on the table, bro. If we got to, this season, if we got to keep telling him by the deadline, bro, you have to shoot. You're the third guy. We might have to think about putting him on the table, big dog. Seriously, though. He's untouchable right now, bro. But the certain move come around, he's going to have to be on the table, and that's for Michael. That's all I got.
Okay, check it.
That's a great point.
Our guy
TC.
TC.
Great point. All the draft picks. The Kings are trying to get good right now. So the draft
So you're
picks,
giving up picks.
If we can get somebody back that's going to help us right now, really help us, yes. And then, well, that might cause a problem down the road. Yeah, it might.
Yeah.
But if you don't trade him, you got a problem right now.
But you got to get it right. You don't want to be Phoenix. You don't want to be Phoenix. Brad Beal, Kevin Durant, and then to have no other assets.
Jay, would I rather be Phoenix or the Kings? We did your exercise yesterday.
Oh.
Drape's a little uncomfortable with it. Would I rather be the Kings right now, or would I rather be Phoenix?
I'd probably rather be Phoenix.
No, see, that's that local hate going on right now. No, because it's like because I guarantee you, I'm not talking about players. I'm talking about situation right now. I'm talking about future outlook right now. Now, sure, you could be Phoenix for a year or two. That's all fun and glitz and glamour. But what's going to happen when the bill is due? When Kevin Durant's 40 years old? What's going to happen when Bradley Beal only plays 20 games?
All those guys are off the books in a couple of years.
Come on, man, you guys.
The Kings winning the championship within a year and a half, too.
We're not talking about the current state of the Kings. I'm talking about the flexibility that the Kings have. I would rather be in their position.
Where's the flexibility? We talk about their salary cap they're at the maximum salary cap. They got an MLE. They're scared to give up one of their first round picks. We don't know what Kevin Huerter and Harrison Barnes is bringing to the table. Is anybody still sold on our stars who we continue to argue about being all stars, all league
Jay,
guys?
I ain't gonna let you I'm not gonna let you badmouth the stars.
I'm not just saying. I'm just saying. I'm playing devil's advocate. Like that's what we're looking at, right?
But Jay, we just spent the past 6 months talking about Zach LaVine, talking about John Collins, talking about Jeremy Grant. That's the flexibility I'm talking about. We have the assets to go out there and get those guys. Phoenix does not.
Phoenix already has them.
Yeah. And what did that get them? That has not worked. I would rather be in our situation with the go ahead.
Vice versa, and I play devil's advocate in the form of if you have those stars, I think you can spend those stars for just the same amount of assets that the Kings have. That's kind of why I say I'd be Phoenix. If Phoenix has player like right now, if they came to Jermaine Jones, excuse me, Jermaine Jones, who's
James Jones.
Yeah,
James Jones.
James Jones, if he right now, if he just posted on his Twitter social network, called Woj and said, Devin Booker's for sale.
Nah, don't put.
No, but
you know that. Come on now. You doing their star, their crown jewel, Jay. You can't do that.
If he okay, so let's keep Devin.
Because they wouldn't do that.
Okay, if he says Kevin Durant is for sale,
how much is that going to cost?
You're at least getting 3 first-round picks, right?
Still?
Yeah. Because if Philadelphia picks up the phone, they're in a win-now situation, are they not?
I hear you.
The Lakers pick up the phone and are like, listen, I got the 27, 31, and I'm even throwing Bronny James. You can have Bronny. Matter of fact, you can have Savannah. What do you need? I need to produce another championship right now as the Clippers are getting ready to move to a whole new arena. They've outplayed us. LeBron's on his last 2 years. Like, Kevin Durant is going to bring back more than anything on this team beside De'Aaron Fox and Domantas.
So should the Kings go out there and get Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
You in on that? You in on that, Whitey?
If he's available,
100%.
You would do that.
I would.
100%.
Because that's where you are right
James,
now.
you're not trying to win?
I don't know if Kevin Durant puts us over the top.
Oh, man. He gets you closer, though. Because you got to believe in who you have. You have to believe that Mike Brown can assist Kevin Durant, just like he did when he was part of the Warriors organization, to say, hey, listen, you have a star just like you had Devin Booker, who's, De'Aaron Fox. You've got a big man, not a disgruntled big man, who we just sent to Portland. We got some things to play around, and we have Keegan Murray, if you don't have to give Keegan up.
Obviously, Durant's not available. If he were, he wouldn't want to come here most likely. The Kings might not have the wherewithal to get him. But the point I'm trying to make is, backing up what TC said, right now is when the Kings got to make their move. And if they got to trade all the first-round picks to get a real talented guy, then I think you have to do it. Because you're either in
I'm with
now
you.
or
I've
out.
been saying that. I'm 100%.
You're in or you're out. There's
now is the
having
time.
it both ways.
Right. You can't. Now is the time, man. Everybody else, to your analogy, is lapping us on the freeway. They are passing us. And I'm watching NBA TV right now. Jay, can you see NBA TV? Who's that dude with the swag on? Got the pink suit with the shorts and then the nice sneakers on, coming in there with some swagger. When he walks in the building, you see him and you like, oh, who's that guy? He must be somebody. That's my guy, Bobby Portis. That's who we need to go out there and get. I'd give up 2 or 3 first-round picks for Bobby Portis. He is a culture changer. He moves the needle in Sacramento. He's a fan favorite. They love him in Milwaukee. You talk about a heart and soul of a team, the way Malik Monk is, that dude right there has the similar build, the similar makeup. Bobby Portis is the answer.
He's not available.
I'm telling you, keep an eye on Milwaukee. Okay. Keep an eye on Milwaukee.
But
this is Drapes talking.
Now.
This ain't Woj talking. This ain't Shams. Take Drapes. If Woj said that tonight at 6 o'clock, Whitey would come in here. I'm telling you right now, keep an eye on Milwaukee.
Okay, is he going to be available? Or are you saying keep an eye on him?
Somebody's going to be available for Milwaukee.
It's hard not to keep an eye on him in that.
It's either going to be Middleton,
Caprice,
Lopez, or Bobby Portis. Look at that. That's swag.
I'll take
there.
Lopez. I'll take Portis. I'll take Chris Middleton. Any of those 5 guys, Giannis, of course, Dame, give them to me. I'm 100% fold. It's interesting. Who else did you guys say Kings versus? I'm interested to see.
We didn't get too far.
Okay,
he was
we didn't
not
get too far.
comfortable
Okay.
with the exercise. He wasn't. And you talked about that like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And it took me a while before I even realized what you were saying. It's like,
Sure.
I
Like,
get
who would
it.
you rather?
Who would you rather be right now?
Yeah.
So you only got Phoenix and who?
No,
who the other
we
two?
went through a lot.
Oh, okay.
I think we said Golden State. I
Golden
think
State,
we'd
yeah.
rather probably
What about
be-
Lakers?
I'd rather be the Kings.
Than the Lakers?
Yeah.
LeBron, dude. Lakers got better assets than the Phoenix Suns. What are you talking about, Jay?
Fringe assets.
LeBron
right?
James?
Fringe assets.
You don't think Anthony Davis would get back a haul right now?
Absolutely. But if I can't put Booker up there, you can't put Anthony Davis up there, right? Like Anthony Davis is going to be the guy they're not going to trade. If you, and by any means, and let me just go on record right now. If LeBron James at any point in time for the next 2 years, if he's continuing to play, is up for trade, The Sacramento Kings should be on the phone as one of the quickest organizations. What do you want? What do you need?
Oh my gosh, because I don't know, man.
Because this is the thing, Drapes, and this is the tough part about being GM, and this is why we're not GMs, right? It's right now compared to 4 years down the road, and that's where the great general managers play the line. I want to win now. I want to be competitive. And then sometimes, it's like you're driving your car. I got to come off the gas just a little bit. I know I'm not going to win that championship this year, but next year I'll double back and go all in.
But there's also this, Jay. There's some GMs like, I'll trade these draft picks in 5 years, 7 years. I'm not going to be here.
I ain't going to be here anyway.
I don't care.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's get Clarence on. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Clarence, what's up?
Yeah, this is Clarence. Hey, you guys have done a lot of talking there about free agents and bringing somebody to the Kings. But what you have missed is the fact that the Lakers have somebody, okay, that would be perfect for the team, and that would be Hachimura. Nobody's talked about Hachimura. Hachimura left. He's going to be a free agent. Hachimura left Washington. He went down there. He played with LeBron. Hey, he played tough. He's a guy that can fill the gap, get Barnes out of there, get Mitchell out of there, get Herter out of there, trade them out, bring in Hachimura. Hachimura will give relief to Sabonis. He's got spread. He's got will. He's got skill. That's what you're needing. Rather than all these other big names and whatever. The problem, and then leave Keegan alone.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't want to trade Keegan, but I don't want Rui, and I love Rui, but I don't want him.
And also get it right. If Clarence gonna come that strong, understand he's not a free agent. He's got next year and the year after that as well. He just signed a 3-year deal.
He also averages 4.3 rebounds a game.
Don't do that, Whitey.
Box score, baby.
He's box score watching.
That's not enough for a power forward. Whether I'm looking at
you saying this past season.
Test, I don't know what his numbers are, but I watch him play and he doesn't rebound much. There you go. And he doesn't guard anybody. I'd guess he probably only gets about 4.3 rebounds.
But you got an elite rebounder next to him in Anthony Davis. It's like pairing somebody with Domantas Sabonis. He gets all the defensive rebounds, so of course HB's and Keegan's rebounding numbers are going to be.
So when he was with Washington, he must have gotten a lot of rebounds, right?
Look at his rookie year, 6.1. I'll take that. 6.1. Look at the minutes played too. He in his last year in Washington, the full year I'm looking at, 2022-2023, played 23 minutes and got me 4.5 rebounds. Extrapolate that. That's about 7 or 8 rebounds a game per 30. Let's look at the per 36.
Not a good.
He's not a good. But you got the best rebounder in the league. You don't need a rebounder.
So you want Rui?
I like Rui. Yes,
I think he's a good offensive player, and I think he kills me defensively.
I think he's a nice rotation piece. I'd rather have Bobby Portis. I'd rather have John Collins. Those are guys higher up on my list. I even like my boy Kelly Olynyk. Nobody's talking about. Somebody
How many
raise
Gonzaga
that.
guys do you want?
Dude, I love Gonzaga. That's my school. I love Gonzaga.
What's Jalen Suggs doing?
I know. I'd take we'd all take Jalen Suggs
Zach
right now.
Collins.
Zach Collins. I like Gonzaga guys. But no, I think Rui's a solid player. He's still got
Coach
2
Brown
years
could
left.
unlock Adam Morrison.
Come on, man. See, now you're making fun of me. Now I'm trying to have an intelligent discussion here. You guys are making fun
like
of me.
Rui, actually. I'm actually on board with Rui. The only thing I ask you guys is, what do you think it's going to take to get him?
I don't want him enough to give up what
It don't even matter. She's saying it doesn't even matter.
If he's a free agent, like you said, it's one thing.
No, he got 2 years left.
Yeah, so I'd have to
year
give
and
up
year.
a lot to get him, and he's not worth it.
Okay, well then let me shoot it towards Drapes. Drapes, Whitey, take a step back. You don't want him. What would you give up for Rui? I like Rui.
What would I would give up? I would give up as far, get this, Jay, as far as a protected first-round pick for Rui Hachimura.
That's a lot.
Whitey, you just said picks don't matter. You just said give up all the picks you got to get.
Get a really good player, not Rui Hachimura.
You're not going to give up a lottery 2029 protected first.
Rui.
Not if I can use it as part of my package to get Lauri Markkanen in.
Marketing is not for sale.
Or somebody
He's
else
not gonna come
from
on.
the West Coast Conference.
As my person from the 916 said 3 minutes ago, I like Rui. That's all you need to hear. I like Rui. He's a solid player.
Yeah.
Solid player.
I'm not trading up at number 1 for him. And I don't know the Lakers would do that.
Man, this exercise is killing me, man.
Tough, isn't it?
We can't agree on anything.
tough.
We can't say
That's good.
We can't say like John Collins. Who's the answer then? Who's the magic pill?
We're 2 of 3 on everything. Just about.
Yeah.
We really
That's
are.
not bad.
And unfortunately, this is the toughest part. I'm pretty sure they're down there doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Would
yeah.
you be because an intelligent general manager would ask his assistant, he'd ask his second in chief, he would ask the owner, he's asking
Get
the
all
coach.
the
What do you
gathering
think?
all the opinions.
What do you think they're doing now as far as the drafting of players and the interviews? Because these guys have played a whole season.
Yeah.
They had the combine, so I know you bring a guy in and you work him out. Are you really going to base with your draft a guy on how he spends, an hour with you, and then you're going to interview him?
Yeah, he working out with the chair and how,
But it's got to be guys at this point. It's like you must already like them, right?
Right. You don't bring in just guys.
yeah.
Yeah. You're bringing in guys you already, I think, have your eye on. I think you would imagine.
But aren't you looking for the mannerisms? Aren't you looking for the small things?
Right,
Aren't you
right.
looking for if he shakes your hand,
Looks you
versus
in the
look
eye
down?
and all that?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's what
Yeah.
you're kind of looking for. How is he late? Does he come on time? Did he come with an entourage? Did he, like those are the things I think you're kind of looking for.
You guys should have seen Gavin Maloof and Paul Westfall the day Jimmer came in to work out. And it was a closed workout, so we couldn't see it. But then afterwards, they opened it up to, so everyone can ask questions. And they were so happy. And I remember me and Deuce were going, they're going to draft
This
Jimmer.
guy?
We're
Oh,
telling people, they're going, no, they're not. We're saying, no,
Yo, they are.
They're going to
What,
draft
they had
him.
stars in their eyes or
Yes.
something like that?
Yes.
Wow, they fell in love with Jimmer.
Yes. All right. Mark Haynes is coming up. Is that right? Mark Haynes from the Sac Observer with his Kings Media exit interview as this raucous conversation continues with the Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear through the night tonight. Delta breeze will help to cool us into the mid-50s by morning. Beautiful day tomorrow. Mostly sunny with highs in the mid-80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA 3 app.
Whitey here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. This Memorial Day, bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meals with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers with features that other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. Plus, up to $100 off select Napoleon models for May. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
This Memorial Day, the Roseville Auto Mall invites you to experience the thrill of saving like never before. 17 dealerships and thousands of vehicles all in one location. The giant Memorial Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall at the intersection of savings and satisfaction.
Everyone loves to be outside, and so do mosquitoes. Protect yourself against mosquitoes and West Nile virus by following these simple tips. At least once a week, look around your yard and drain stagnant water from any containers where mosquitoes can breed. Remember to use an effective mosquito repellent, especially at dawn and dusk when mosquitoes are most active. Close all doors and be sure screens are in good working condition. At the Mosquito and Vector Control District, we're here to help. Visit us at fightthebite.net.
In a world where everybody and their mother makes a primed trim board, contractors have to ask one question. Do I know what's under the primer? Available at just about every lumber yard you can imagine. Vintage trim boards are made from lodgepole pine. That's the stuff telephone poles and railroad ties are made of. It's durable. It's straight. It's been doing the job for generations. Manufactured right here in the USA. Ask for it by name. VintageTrimboards.com.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi folks, Leonard Harrington here, and I'm here to tell you we've got the savings, the selection, and of course the service to make Memorial Day better than ever. You know, the start of the summer is the perfect time to get into that new Ram truck, Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, or Jeep Wrangler that you've been thinking about. And of course, there's plenty in stock to choose from. We've got the colors, the styles, and the options you've been looking for. Maybe you need service on your vehicle. From routine maintenance to major repairs, let our factory-trained service techs get you back on the road at no time at all. It's our Memorial Day sales event, so why not kick off the summer right now? Only at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off 99 in Kettleman, and open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the low price center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
Yeah!
So here's a fact. 85% of the population will suffer from foot pain in their lifetime. That's almost everyone. So you'd think there'd be plenty of healthy long-term remedies, but there just aren't, right? Hi, I'm Dan from the Good Feet store. You know, people come in all the time sharing the same frustrating story. Bought this, tried that, been there, done whatever, all different kinds of things, but all with a similar result. Nothing. A discouraging and endless cycle of disappointment. If this rings a bell, don't despair. There is hope. If you think you've tried everything, you probably haven't tried Good Feet arch supports from the Good Feet store. They're designed to relieve, even eliminate, the pain commonly caused by certain foot conditions like plantar fasciitis, bunions, flat feet, and others. Plus, provide better balance and increased comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear through the night tonight. Delta breeze will help to cool us into the mid-50s by morning. Beautiful day tomorrow. Mostly sunny with highs in the mid-80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA 3 app.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how an injury can turn anyone's life upside down. Whether it's a slip and fall, a car accident, or any other kind of injury. For almost 50 years, the Arnold Law Firm has been here to help you through the entire process to protect you and your family. If you are ever injured or in an accident, call the Arnold Law Firm. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777. That's 916-777-7777.
What is Subcontractors United? It's a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in over 40 trades to help with your home project needs. From cabinets to heating and air to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at Subcontractors United.
Well, Drapes, you've done it. You've gotten people excited about John Collins by saying, I want Rui. People go, no, I'd way rather have John Collins than Rui. So you got that going.
Kings fans got to start being realistic, man. Got to start. I mean, it's like everybody, like I said, free agents nowadays are like hotel reviews on TripAdvisor. If you just focus on the negatives, you're not going to stay anywhere. But if you just focus on the negatives, you're not going to sign anybody. You're not going to trade for anybody.
Rui's not even a free agent.
No, but I'm saying, or trade. Everybody has warts. Well, this guy doesn't do this. This guy doesn't do that. This guy doesn't do that. Rui helped the Lakers get to the Western Conference Finals a couple of seasons ago.
Given that I have limited assets, and there are some free agents available that I might have a shot at with my mid-level, my biannual. I have to go after those guys. I can't trade for somebody unless there's really a special player there, or a guy's going to give me something that I really can't get anywhere else. And Rui's a nice player, but I don't see Rui as being that unique a player where I got to trade to get him. I think I can get what I get out of Rui other ways.
I think he's a depth piece. I think he's a rotation guy, a top 7, top 8 guy.
I should probably find the same thing with MLE, right?
You can't,
trade.
But why can't you do both? Get a mid-level E guy and trade for a guy.
Because I want to save my trade for
a big
fish, or however you want to put it, a guy who's going to really have an impact on me and elevate my status and be one of my stars.
I think the Kings are in a pickle right now. I'm gonna just call it like I said. I think they're in a bind because we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to come up with answers. The Kings. First of all, we don't know what's going to happen with Malik. Second of all, we don't know what Keegan Murray's going to turn into. Like that, and to me, there's so much uncertainty surrounding this Kings roster. It's like, do we need a big fish, or is Keegan our big fish? Does he
need a big fish, right? I think we all agree on that.
All right, so we're giving Keegan a little more time to develop to get to that point, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you on board with that?
No, follow where I'm going. I'm not done yet. I'm not at the ending here. I'm just in the middle of the book. If that's the case, then we should not worry about who we bring in for Keegan's development, right? Like, like for instance, Kyle Kuzma. I'm out on Kuzma because I think it takes shots away from Keegan Murray. If we're talking a big fish, Keegan Murray has just got to get in where he can fit in it, right? Or no?
Keegan's development right now is important to me, but it's secondary right now going forward. If I can get a good player who I know is going to help me right now, I can't say, but it might not be ideal for Keegan. I've got to get that player now.
I just think there's multiple ways of doing this if you're the Kings. Do we balance out the roster? And Hachimura, somebody brought him up. I didn't say go out there and get Rui. I just said I like the player. I was saying I like the player, no doubt about it. But ideally, when you look at the Kings, you got to do all of the above, Whitey. The big fish.
I agree.
The mid-level.
I agree.
And the draft pick or young pick and the mid-level, all that.
I'm right there with you.
We need to exercise all of that. And so if you don't, however, though, if Monty's view isn't that we need a big fish, we just need ancillary parts. We upgrade over the bench. Rui Hachimura is that guy, though. He could be a nice bench. I'm saying if Monty believes that, that's the path to go.
I'm against trading a first-round pick for someone like Rui when I can find probably the same caliber of player with a mid-level and hang on to my number one and still get what I would get.
I don't know if you can, though. That's the thing. What we're not understanding about Rui Hachimura, the dude's 26 years old. He's still young.
Mm-hmm.
He's the kind of guy, I think, in a right situation with more opportunity could flourish.
Timeout, if I may. Timeout.
We got time. What we got?
Well, I got a question.
60.
A question.
30-second time out? Okay.
A minute ago, you said, I'm not saying Rui. Someone else brought him up. Okay. And now you are saying Rui.
No, I'm just saying that's because the guy we're talking about. I would be open to Rui. I'm not saying he's at the top of my list. Go out there and make it happen. But as a depth, he's not the answer at 4. I'm not saying that. I'm saying he would be a very good rotation piece.
Mm-hmm.
He would be an upgrade, I believe, in terms of our depth.
Mm-hmm.
He would. The problem we have right now, and I talked to somebody in the organization the other day about this, and we had Matt Barnes on the show as well. Mike Brown didn't trust a lot of the bench guys. That's why guys were in and out of the lineup. Rui Hachimura, to me, is a guy that Mike Brown can trust. Is a guy that, you know what, he's not going to average 25, but he's going to play 20 to 25 minutes a game. He gives you the depth. He's Trey Lyles, what we want Trey Lyles to be, just a little more consistent. That's what I think.
I just think you may be right. I think I have more pressing needs at the top of my list than a bench piece who might be a really good bench piece.
So let me ask you this.
What is that going to help me?
Because here's the thing. I don't think acquiring a guy like Rui Hachimura with a first precludes you from going out there and getting the big fish.
I just don't know why you're so fixated on Rui.
That's our topic. That's what we on. I'm really fixated on John Collins and Zach LaVine. Those have been my guys all along. But somebody brought up Rui, so that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade anything for Rui. I can get what I get from Rui in other ways.
Nothing. You wouldn't give up a couple second-round picks.
Oh, yes. Come
Okay,
on.
see.
That's not realistic.
A second round, okay.
That is not
nothing
a
in the
realistic
first round.
proposal.
That's what you're saying.
But you know how these first round picks operate, Whitey? You defer them and then they become 2 second round picks when it's all said and done. If you put the protections on there, that happens all the time in the NBA. You know, if it doesn't convey in year 1 or year 2, it becomes 2 second round
I want
picks.
to save all my ones to package for the player that I need that is going to elevate my status. For the star, big fish, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to sacrifice one of those to get a guy that has a really good bench piece. Really good bench piece. I want to save my first round pick.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm not just okay. That's your druthers. I'm saying we could do both. I'm saying even if we get that big fish, we need other pieces. We need more depth. Even if we get Zach LaVine, that's not necessarily the answer
that's
to
what
all
my
our
mid-level
woes.
is for. That's what I'm using my mid-level and or my biannual exception. And I'm not giving stuff up. I don't have that much as it is.
You're killing me. You're killing
Why
me.
is
right
that
now.
killing you?
You're killing me right now.
It's like you need a depth piece, a bench piece, mid-level exception. I have that available, or trade something for Rui Hachimura.
I don't think those guys are out there growing on trees, though.
We went through the list. There's a lot of guys on there that I know you like because we went through it.
That are going to come to Sacramento. That's the thing, too. Will they go to Sacramento or will they go to L.A.? Will they go play with Steph Curry and Golden State? Will they go to the Philadelphia 76ers, who have a boatload of money? Orlando Magic, a young up-and-coming team. The Boston, I'm throwing out all these teams' name. I think the best way for us, when have we ever used our mid-level exception on somebody of value recently? I'm trying to think.
Was Malik a mid-level?
No, he wasn't. That was just a straight. I don't think that was with the mid-level. He's been our only free agent signing that I could remember. That's man, this guy moved the needle.
So what are you saying? You can't do it because players won't come here?
I'm saying you're banking on getting a quality player with that, and I don't know if that player will be there. You can't just say, oh, well, I'm going to get the big fish and then I'm going to use my mid-level. Well, we haven't used our mid-level to bring in somebody. We haven't even gotten a big fish.
I know. So that means we should get Rui Hachimura? I'm not following you.
I'm done with this. Can we move on? Is our guest here? Is Mark here?
Yeah, Mark is here.
Come on, Mark. Let's upgrade the intelligent level of this conversation. Where Mark at?
Yeah, from the Sacramento Observer. I'll take a timeout, come back with our Kings Media Exit interviews continuing. Mark Haynes from the Sac Observer. Next, Sacktown Sports. Drive it, guys.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
It's Folsom Lake Kia's Memorial Day sales event. Save on new Kias with low payments and low finance rates and zero down deals on approval of credit. Shop Folsom Lake Kia in the Folsom Auto Mall and tell them Coach Doug Christie sent you.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you stressing about your IRS tax problems? Have you received notices from the IRS threatening to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, or seize your property? You need an ally. Allies Tax Relief has tax attorneys and enrolled agents that are ready to fight for you. They have saved millions for taxpayers just like you. Allies Tax Relief can help put a stop to IRS collections and, most importantly, negotiate your tax debt. Here's Brenda, a happy client of Allies Tax Relief.
I owed the IRS around $57,000, and they're about to start garnishing my paychecks. I heard a commercial on the radio about Allies Tax Relief, so I thought I'd give them a call. After a day, they were able to at least stop the garnishments, and after a few months of negotiations, I walked away owing the IRS only $301.
If you owe the IRS, call Allies Tax Relief right now for your free consultation. Call 800-230-5174. 800-230-5174. That's 800-230-5174.
Welcome to the May Springtime Sales Event at Kia Vacaville, where we're celebrating the arrival of a new season with unbeatable lease options on our 2024 lineup. As May blossoms with possibilities, it's the perfect time to immerse yourself in the exhilarating world of Kia, highlighted by the luxurious and versatile Kia Telluride. Throughout the May Springtime Sales Event, Kia Vacaville is thrilled to showcase our top models with irresistible lease offers. Experience the thrill of driving the all-new Kia Sportage, seamlessly blending captivating design with dynamic performance. Dive into the impressive fuel efficiency of the Kia Niro, a hybrid marvel designed to extend your adventures. Embrace the essence of spring with our eco-friendly Kia hybrid options, specifically tailored for those who prioritize efficiency without compromising on style. With the EV9 in stock, Kia Vacaville stands as your premier destination for electric excitement. Model availability, lease options, and features may vary. Please visit Kia Vacaville for more details.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
The countdown to Miss Twin Peaks 2024 is on. Head over to MissTwinPeaks2024.com to learn about the contest and cast your 5 votes for your favorite Twin Peaks girl.
The Drive Guys, live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
Our series of Kings Media exit interviews continues. Our next guest here from the Sack Observer. You don't miss games, do you, Mark? Mark Haynes with us. You don't miss games, do you?
Not many.
Yeah,
Not many.
yeah. You've heard us going back and forth here. What do you think is the first thing that Monty needs to do? What's the biggest thing the Kings need right now going forward, in your opinion?
Oh, that's a good question. What is after the year that they had? It's like it wasn't a terrible year, but it feels like it.
Right.
It feels like it. So I want to say what don't they need? Like they need a lot, but it's not really that much. But I do think a wing, a 3-and-D type player is what the Kings could really like. The roster as constructed, I think the team could really use a 3-and-D type guy. Somebody, looking at the draft, you look at these young guys or whatever, and you hope and dream to get a guy like Herb Jones, who the Pelicans picked up in the second round,
right?
And that's gonna take a whole lot of scouting and
luck and
and a lot of luck.
Yeah.
And but that's really what the Kings need,
right?
In my opinion.
When you look at Keegan Murray, what do you think is his ceiling? Like, 2 years into the league now, made some strides, especially defensively. Can Keegan be that third member of a big three? Have you seen enough, or what would you like to see more from him?
I think Keegan's in a strange, situation where I think definitely he could be that third wheel, but could he even be better than that? Could he be the number 2 guy? And it's going to be hard for him to get that opportunity being behind Fox and Sabonis, because those are going to be your 2 guys. Even though Sabonis is such a willing passer, it's going to take Keegan to be like super aggressive.
Right. He got to take it on his own. He can't wait for Domas to feed him or Fox. He got to go out there and grab that thing, right?
He got to go out there and be a man and just, take what he feels. And that's the thing. Is he going to do that? I talked to his dad.
Yeah.
His dad, obviously his dad believes in him.
Right,
But
right.
it was like through high school, through the college level, it was like the same journey. Every time he come in, he's playing real timid. He's, everybody know the potential is there.
Yeah.
But it just took a little while for him to take that step. And once he took that step, he is like each level, he is like, I don't expect anything different at the NBA level.
Mm-hmm. Catching up with Mark Haynes from the Sacramento Observer. And we know that top of the hour or so, we'll get the announcement from TNT on the all-league teams. I don't think Drapes is very optimistic. I don't think I'm optimistic. I don't think Jay is. Do you think Domas has a shot at making one of the 3 teams?
Well, he did get a vote for.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the defensive, right?
Yeah, it happened.
So I think guys would have to really consider him. Especially if you go give him a vote on defense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was a Sacramento media member.
It sounds like it, though, right? It really sounds like it. It wasn't me this time. It wasn't me.
But he has to be. It would be a travesty if he isn't. If he doesn't make one of the teams. Like, he definitely deserves it. Even with him, like we talked about the Kings, they didn't necessarily take the necessary jump to, be in the playoffs or whatever. And he took a jump at consistency this year.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's always consistent, but as we seen last year in the the play-in and stuff in the first round, struggled a lot. Now this year, you seen where certain matchups last year where he struggled. He didn't really have that issue this year, but it's just, it's one of those things where people just going to be very, very unappreciative of that level of consistency. But in an award like this, all defense, all leads, all NBA team, how don't you make one of the? It's 3 of them.
It's 3 of them, right?
How
it's
don't
15 guys. Yeah. One of the things when it comes to Domas that I feel like the Kings are trying to figure out is, we talked about a 3-and-D guy. I think they need a 4. I don't see Domas as a 4 unless he's paired with the shooting big. Who would you pair with Domantas Sabonis? What kind of player do the Kings need to pair with him and Keegan in that front court?
I think the perfect person, and I know you guys said this earlier, and I'm reiterating it, but Bobby Portis.
My guy.
Bobby Portis
absolutely.
He's perfect. The one reason I really like a guy like Bobby Portis is when you look at the Kings roster, like they're not soft. They're not, Domas he's a beast out there.
Yeah.
But they don't really have an enforcer.
Yeah.
If somebody's, Domas getting beat up every single night, and who steps up for him?
Trey Lyles is probably the closest, and he's not really it. Huh?
Yeah. And it's no offense to Trey, but it's just, he's not that type of guy or whatever. And Bobby Portis, people don't mess with Bobby Portis. And it's guys like that you kind of need on a team to really take a step, and especially like for the Kings situation to get back into the playoffs.
When did you notice, as you mentioned, this year seemed like a bad year? It wasn't really, but it felt like it a lot. And we know the year before, Kings fans were so excited. When did you notice a big difference in just kind of the vibe with the fan base, especially at the arena? When did you notice that, it's just not feeling the same this year?
It was about 3/4 of the way. 3/4 of the way. And it was when they were in that rough patch where they lost to all the bad teams.
Yep.
And I was like, when you look at the records are basically the same as last year. But when you look at the teams they lost to last year compared to this year, the close games, they started off the season last year like 1-7, something crazy, but it was really good teams that they were losing to, and they were close games. It was just, the Wizards coming to town, and like who wanted to get a win if you was on a losing streak? And that's basically what this year was all about.
I got breaking news, fellas.
Breaking news.
When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sacktown Sports breaking news.
The all
That'll be
NBA
good
teams are out.
Yeah.
The league just announced it 2 minutes ago. First team all NBA: Giannis, Luka, Shea, Jokic, Tatum. All right, we kind of figured that out. Second team: Brunson, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Kawhi Leonard. All right, okay.
Fingers crossed.
Third team: Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Tyrese Halliburton, LeBron James, Domantas Sabonis. Yeah. Shout out to Domas. Well deserved. just came out.
Big in the game.
Top 5 big in the game. How about that, fellas? That is, I'm a little shocked. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it because he totally did. I'm surprised the voters, the media members gave him that love. I thought they were going to sleep on Domas.
I did too. But yeah, as you say, richly deserved. And it's kind of relief, right? Because Sacramento going back to as you said, Drapes, the All-Star voting last year, it's like, and then Malik Monk, 6th man of the year. It's like, okay, finally a Sacramento King was recognized for his accomplishments this year.
Right. Well deserved, like you said. Is like this was one of those times that, like the Malik one felt like that too. Like, how do you get this wrong? Like there's 3 teams, and he made it.
He made it.
Yeah, he made it
fairly comfortably, right?
Yeah, as he should. Like he had a great year. He deserved it. The Sacramento.
He got more votes than Tyrese did.
Really?
Yeah. His total points was 104. Tyrese was 75. Devin Booker 70. So and what's interesting, and I know they're probably having this conversation on the East Coast right now. No Jaylen Brown this year. Celtics best team in the NBA and didn't get only just one player, just Jason Tatum. So that's where I was surprised. I thought they would get 2 guys, and I'm sure we'll talk about this more coming up, right?
Yeah, we'll take a quick break, come back with more of the breaking news. Domas is all league with our guest Mark Haynes, Sac Observer. Drive Guys when we roll on next, Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento, where you at?
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
My good friends, Dr. Jack Friedlander and Dr. Pash in Roseville and in San Francisco are offering not only confidence, not only security, but also the ability, if you ain't insecure, to go from the roster to the All-Star team. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about UpsizeMatters.com. Time after time, vote after vote, circumference, or as we call it, girth, is consistently ranked as the most important attribute. Now, Dr. Jack and Dr. Pash can give you a free consultation. The procedure can be done on the same day as your consultation with immediate results. It's non-surgical. It's virtually pain-free, safe, effective, long-lasting, semi-permanent, and doctor-performed. For more information, go to UpsizeMatters.com. Go to UpsizeMatters.com. Make that change. Make the All-Star team. Get your girth on.
At Elk Grove Honda, we make sure every certified pre-owned Honda is one we'd buy from ourselves. And right now, you'll find interest rates as low as 1.99% APR on approved credit. Our Honda-trained technicians only certify our Hondas if they pass a thorough 182-point inspection. See our exceptional selection of Elk Grove Honda certified pre-owned Hondas with interest rates as low as 1.99% APR on approved credit. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall or online at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Carmichael Dave here. You know Memorial Day's right around the corner. That means outdoor parties, barbecues, and family gatherings. Now, my friends at Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt and inside the new Amy Hardware store in the El Dorado Town Center, they're bursting with beautiful, comfortable outdoor furniture. Now, through Memorial Day, they're going to pay the sales tax on all in-stock patio furniture. We're talking great brands like Kettler deep seating sets, Jensen Outdoor, indestructible Polywood Adirondack chairs, and umbrellas. Now, you all know Amy's. It's your barbecue headquarters, and this year they have 2 of the newest, hottest brands, those beefy Rectech grills and affordable Napoleon grills. And, of course, they still carry the great brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. The sales tax is on them now through Memorial Day on all in-stock patio furniture. Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt, and inside Amy Ace Hardware in the El Dorado Town Center.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
We are fortunate in Northern California to have weather that allows us to play golf year-round. On the other hand, that's a lot of time to be exposed to the sun's harmful rays. So just remember to apply the sunscreen. Experts say that SPF 30 blocks 97% of the UVB rays that cause sunburn, and you should apply sunscreen at least every 2 hours. So put it on before you play and reapply at the turn. Apply it evenly and thoroughly. When you use a spray, don't step into the spray because you won't be putting it on evenly. We all tend to get our arms, legs, and face, but make sure you apply to your ears, neck, hands, and scalp, and don't forget the backs of your knees. And make sure you check the expiration date. Experts also say the sunscreen that works is the sunscreen that you actually are going to put on your skin. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sacktown Sports. Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
Oh, what a happy occasion it is here. We have Mark Haynes from the Sac Observer with us. When was the last time we had something to celebrate as Kings fans when the NBA was making some kind of awards announcements? Here's the NBA all first team or all NBA first team as announced today. Giannis, Luka, Shea, Jokic, and Tatum. And then Mark has second team for us.
Second team, Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and Anthony Davis.
And the third team, LeBron, Steph, Tyrese, Devin Booker, and our guy, Domantas Sabonis. How about this?
That's how it is. It's like it's lit.
How about this, too? As I look deeper at the voting, Domas got a first team vote. Ooh. Somebody voted Domas for first team All NBA.
Kevin O'Connor.
I know. Same guy that voted him All Defense, too, and Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah.
Thank goodness for Sam Amick.
Man, that's I know, right? Anthony Slater, one of our local guys, stepped up for us. But that's a shocking, I'm shocked, and like I said before, it's not because Domas doesn't deserve it. We all think he should have been, and we're glad he is. But no Jaylen Brown, no Bam Adebayo. Mm-hmm. You're talking, two of the premier players in the league. And I think the voters finally got it right. They done got the All-Star wrong. They got sixth man of the year wrong, but they got this one right, I think.
Well, since it was positionless this year, so voters were voting regardless of position, shouldn't the top 10 or at least the top 5, the first team shouldn't it have been the top 5 finishers in the MVP voting? Because it's the same thing, right?
You would think, right? Yeah. Well, Shea, Jokic, Luka, Giannis, and Tatum. I think that's what it was, right?
Yeah. That's pretty much the same
That's pretty much the same.
First team is just your top 5 in MVP voting. Mm-hmm. But now, Drapes and I were surprised. Were you surprised, Mark, that Domas made it? We're happy, think he deserved it, but still surprised.
Definitely surprised because, like you said, this been the year. It's been like kick the Kings while they're there. It's like keep it going. So it was a big surprise for me.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm excited. I'm happy for Domantas Sabonis. Now they got to back it up with some wins next season. We were talking, before we got into the All-NBA conversation, just about the vibe around the team. 46 wins, feels like a disappointing season. Mike Brown, I think he's done a hell of a job. Just finished up his second year, first year coach of the year. Now there's talk about his contract situation, and maybe he'll get in the market of a $10 million per year with an extension. Is it imperative? Like, do they, no matter what it costs, need to bring back Mike Brown? Make sure they extend him.
Yeah, you have to. He's a guy that's spearheaded turning this thing around, and they're, like you said, it was kind of a setback year, but they're definitely building something. Guys are taking a step. You look. Let's take Malik. Malik had a good first year with the Kings. And he had an even better year this year. Keegan has gotten better. You got guys that came out of nowhere like Keon Ellis coming from the G League, and that's something that the Warriors kind of did with breeding Jordan Poole and things like that. So Mike Brown is definitely bringing something that the Sacramento Kings haven't had in years, and you have to keep that and see where it goes.
Yeah, and something they can actually build on.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Haynes with us. Mark Haynes NBA on Twitter. If Malik goes, hopefully he doesn't. Terrible thing to bring up here when we're celebrating Domas. If he goes, what do you think is the one thing about him that the team would miss the most?
I think that that his mentality, his attitude, like he's been the dog of the team. He's been the dog. He's been the comedian. He's been just a really good jail guy for the team.
Yeah.
And if you take away Malik, you lose a lot of personality, and I don't know where you gain that from. With
he was almost like the heart of the team in some ways, huh?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. Everybody, like during their exit interviews, everybody, Malik Monk's, he's like, he's my best friend. He's always talking to me. He's this. So that might be an even bigger loss than what you're losing on the court, and that's tough. That's hard to say. That's hard to say.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is a critical offseason, for the Kings and Monty McNair. We saw 2 trade deadlines ago. They didn't do much, bringing in Kessler Edwards. This past offseason, you make some moves around the margins, Chris Duarte and Sasha Vezenkov. Do there need to be fireworks this offseason? Do we need to shake some things up and upgrade the talent noticeably? I don't mean just bringing in a 7th or 8th man. I'm talking about a starting level player.
No, I think so. I think like this is the year, we've seen the same team twice, 2 seasons in a row. This is the year I think they got to change something up. Take a risk. Take a risk, because you're either going to, like, if you stay the same, like as you 46 wins doesn't get you in the playoffs. So you have to get better. And in order to get better, you got to take a risk. And this is the perfect season to do it. Especially, if you get a guy like Malik back, you don't want to waste, De'Aaron and Sabonis's, time with the Kings. It's like you get that guy back, because a lot of people feel if Malik played this year in them last 10 games, they would be in the playoffs. So if he's that important, you get him back. After you get him, you secure him, you gotta go big. You can't go get another, Kessler Edwards, Chris Duarte, and no experiments. It has to be somebody that's coming in and that's going to make an immediate impact.
So are you talking, we've been talking about this for days. We'll continue to talk about it. We agree, got to take a risk. What I hear you saying when you say that is maybe go out and get a big name that is expensive. Maybe there's an injury risk involved, like Zach LaVine. Are we talking something or somebody like that, in your opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. Zach LaVine, somebody, it's good. You're going to have to spend some money.
Yeah.
You're going to have to spend some money, but there's guys like Zach out there who you could kind of get at a discount right now,
right?
Due to the injury. So I think the Kings really have to look at the landscape and be smart about what their next move is, but at the same time, be aggressive.
Yeah. Did the moves that Dallas made, the success of OKC, really hit the fast track for Monty McNair? Like, you can't just be patient anymore because of what the West has turned into, and it seems like they've been lapped right now. Does the sense of urgency have to increase for Monty?
He has to feel the pressure, because OKC isn't going anywhere. Dallas isn't. These are young teams. Like, I'm not sure with the math, but I know OKC is younger than the Kings, but Dallas is they're a young team. They might be right there or under them. So it's you have to look at, sure, you got, all the big fishes like LeBron and Steph and the Warriors and Lakers and stuff, the Phoenix, they've all dropped down.
Right.
So those are not the guys you're worried about anymore. You're looking at Minnesota, who got better, Dallas, OKC,
Pelicans, yeah,
who beat the Kings
six times,
7, 8 times. But yeah,
every time.
Yeah, no, how many? Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
So they have to go be aggressive this offseason, and try to do something to catch up. Because right now, staying the same, you'll be a good team, but it might not be good enough in the West.
Yeah. Mark and Kyle, Jay, what do you guys think of this? I just realized something. I think it's something, maybe not. One of the really great things for the organization today about Domas getting third team all league is it pushes back again about that narrative with Tyrese and the Pacers doing so well. And I know that last night, but it pushes back on this narrative that, what were the Kings doing? They traded the wrong guy, right? You got the guy you got for him just made third team all league.
Second year in a row. Yeah. Second year in a row, and second full year that he's been in Sacramento. Domantas Sabonis has been all NBA third team. You brought up Tyrese, and I want to get Mark's opinion on this. How do you view Tyrese and the success he's having with Indiana? Is that any kind of shade on Sacramento, or does that reflect on the Kings at all in any way?
I don't think so, because when I look at Domas and Tyrese and the whole trade or whatever, everybody's talking about who won the trade or whatever. I think this is one of those rare situations that I can't think of another trade that was this even. Like both sides won. Like they both got better. And so obviously Tyrese, he's in a position where he's highlighted a lot more than Domas. Nobody cares, nobody chooses their favorite player off of, a guy grabbing 15, 16 rebounds a night. But that's, it's amazing. It's hard to do. It's tough to do. But Tyrese, he's the flash and the glamour. He plays the point guard. He always has the ball in his hands. So I think it's just more of a, if as a fan favorite, Tyrese is always going to win that battle. But in reality, I don't know how. I can't put together an argument to say that Tyrese is the better player and the Pacers won that trade.
But you know how it is, right? And we're part of the media, obviously. But now in the media, both teams won. It's like, well, that's not an answer. Someone has to win everything. Who won that trade? Who blew it, right? It's like, no.
Yeah.
Both teams did well. Who of the teams that finished behind the Kings this year, who scares you the most going forward from the Kings standpoint?
Behind the Kings, who is this?
To me, it's Memphis, and there's a lot.
Memphis,
unfortunately, there's a lot of good answers in there.
I don't think nobody is going to be as scary as Memphis because you just, Ja Morant means so much to that team, and he is basically, out for the season, playing with a handful of games, and you put Ja on the court, and he's just a game changer. He takes that team from,
They're still young too. You talk about young teams.
Young.
They got young pieces.
Young and talented. They're lengthy. They play defense. They got Josh Jackson. It's definitely the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis is everybody forgot about them this season, but next year it's kind of like Ja. I'm not saying he's LeBron or anything, but it's that
his impact. Man.
Where you got Ja on the court, you're a top 3 team in the West.
Yeah.
He's out. You're out.
He's kind of like their heart. We're talking about Malik. Ja's kind of like the heart of that team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and I throw Houston in that mix. I like what they've done. I think they're going to be coming along. San Antonio, a lot of cap space. Maybe they make some moves. Back to the Kings, though, because I look at the stats, and De'Aaron Fox had a great season. Close to 27 points per game, showed us the 3-ball. Did he have the kind of season after the clutch player of the year that you were expecting from him?
Yeah, I think he exceeded what I expected.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, especially that start.
Yeah.
That start, he's averaging like 30-something points a game, shooting like 40-something from the 3. And, it dropped off a little, but it was still an amazing year. With De'Aaron and Domas, it's like how much better do they have to get, or can they get? And that's how, when I looked at Fox, I was like, well, this might be the best version of De'Aaron Fox we've seen, a year ago.
Yeah.
And that ended up not being the case.
Yeah, he got
this
better.
year he is even better. So I was very surprised at that. I'm not surprised at how good he is, if that makes sense. But just that little, 2-3 points per game or whatever it is or whatnot. Like it's 2 or 3 points, but it's really a lot.
That's Mark Haynes from the SAC Observer. As we look at what the Kings need to do going forward, we don't agree at all on, what exactly they should do. But I think we agree on the fact that, boy, if you can, you get a big name player in and you draft a player who's going to help you, and you go out and get somebody with the MLE that's going to help you. Obviously, it's not easy to do, easier said than done, but where they are so far behind the rest of the West in so many ways, I think they need to do all those things to really get back to where they want to get to.
Yeah, it's getting that top 3. There's a 3 seed a year ago.
Yeah.
It's gonna take about all of that. And then on top of that, you still got to bring back Malik.
Yeah.
Right. If you lose him, and now you're really starting from scratch, and now you kind of have to go about things a little differently. You might have to be, you might have to throw out some names that you don't want to throw out.
Right. Yes. It could come to that.
Yes, it could. And, it's interesting,
you talk about Keegan, right?
No, he
well, he said that you don't want to.
Yeah,
so
he's probably the only guy, right? Yeah.
Because you don't want to trade Sabonis. You don't want to trade Fox and Keegan.
Yeah, and Keegan, those are your
at some
three.
point. Well, we'll see. Hopefully it won't come to that.
Yeah, Mark, when I look at Keegan Murray, and I know I asked you about him earlier, and you talked to his dad as well. We've had Jerry Reynolds on, and, even looking at Jason Tatum's progression, going from 15 points per game in year 2 to 23.6, I think it is, in year 3. What does Keegan have to do to get to that point? Is it like we talked about? Hey, get the shots up. Mm-hmm. Don't defer to anybody.
Yeah, I think he needs to get shots up, be aggressive. But one thing that when I'm looking at the Kings offense, and when Domas is, running DHOs and things like that, Keegan, when he's spotting up, he spots up right at the 3-point line or whatever, which, that's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. But then I see a guy like with the Pelicans, and I see a guy like Trey Murphy, like he's spotting up at the logo. And so that opens it when we got guys like, for the Pelicans, they have, Brandon Ingram who can get downhill, Zion Williamson. Same with the Kings.
So you're saying he create more space?
Create more space.
Really?
And it'll get you more looks. It'll get you as long as Keegan can shoot that
range. Yeah.
I think if he can space the floor by, where he's spotting up, I think that could get him an extra, 6 to 9 points, especially the way he shoots the ball. Then on top of that, he's good enough to get to the basket and finish as well. So I think just kind of figuring out, I think he was aggressive this year in shooting more. I think he's getting like 15 shots or something like that. But now it's more so being smart about taking those shots, knowing when to take the moment, knowing when to, I'm attack now. This is what my team needs.
Yeah. What would you do, Mark? We're catching up with Mark Haynes. What would you do about the center spot? They need a backup center, we think. I mean, you can get as specific as you want. I know we're spitballing about names. We don't know who's available, but what would you do there? And would you have any interest at 13 in Zach Edey?
I mean, you got to have interest depending on where you're going. You could definitely look at that. But I think with the center position and as good as Domas is, the backup, I think you can, like, for instance, Alex Len is a guy that probably he wouldn't play on a lot of rosters, but he just fits the Kings, well, for what he do in his skill set. And I think there's a lot of guys out there at the center position that's in the league right now that you probably could get for cheap that can do those same Alex Len type things. There's, somebody I've randomly thought
Here
of.
we go. Man,
I'm about to shoot this one down. I'm going to be respectful, Mark, but I'm about to shoot it down.
And I won't take no offense, but I was just thinking, like, what if, this year they had Alex Len and JaVale McGee, right? JaVale didn't work out the way people thought he would, maybe, or whatever, whatnot. But I'm more interested in like the backups backup. And I was like, what if you went with a guy?
You can't even say it, big fella. Come on.
What if you went with a guy like James Wiseman?
Ooh, look at why you get all serious on him, Whitey?
It's interesting. Backup's backup.
Backup to the backup.
Yeah. And just see, he's still young. He's still developing. He has a lot of room to grow.
Ooh. My guess would be that Mike Brown would say, I was there when he was there, and I don't want any part of him.
He would know.
And James Wiseman was still learning the game. His first year, of course, he was injured. He was a really poor defender. But I hadn't even thought of that.
James Wiseman as the backup to the backup.
Backup to the backup.
Third string center? I would take a flyer on James. Why not? Still young.
Get him cheap.
Yeah, get him cheap. See what happens.
What if he turns out to be something?
I'm with it. Look, see this guy.
No, he's not very good, but I like the idea of, maybe he gets better.
Maybe. Look at you.
I felt the same way, like not the same way, but like Chris Duarte, right? He had a great rookie year, and then he had the injury.
Same class, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. We didn't know what we were getting this season out of Duarte. Right. So if we got anything, we were happy with it. And if we got above that, it's like a win. I feel like James Wiseman is that type of guy where it's like, if it doesn't work out, then, he turns into JaVale McGee, this year. But it was there, at least there's some sort of ceiling.
Right.
So with that third string center position, I would like the Kings to go after a project.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, Duarte was not the same class as Wiseman. He's the same class as Kuminga and Donovan.
Davion. Yeah, Davion.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't like I'm not against the Wiseman situation. It might be a diamond in the rough, a guy that, you find on the side of the road. It's a quarter and it's all scuffed up and dirty and everything.
But
you shine it up on the 80. Right?
I'm bringing James Wiseman.
I was thinking for James Wiseman back.
I'm not going to catch it.
Take a flyer on Wiseman.
Yet.
Bring him, groom him. I think too, when you looked at his situation with the Warriors, clearly he wasn't ready. They were a championship level team, and he just was not ready for them.
He's a great follow, as you know, if you've been listening, if you've been reading his stuff. Sac Observer, Mark Haynes, at Mark Haynes NBA. Thank you very much, Mark, for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
James Wiseman.
James Wiseman. That's a new name into the mix. I forgot he was in the league.
No wonder he was so well. I don't know, guys.
And the thought came out of nowhere, too. I was just sitting there one day, and I was like, why not?
Why not, Wiseman?
Yeah. Hey, give money
Good stuff,
call.
Mark. Good stuff.
We appreciate it. When we come back, we're going to talk to the coach of your Sac Republic. Mark Briggs joins us. Drive, guys, as we roll on Sacktown Sports.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The Memorial Day Race to Savings sale is on now at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Ridgeline Civics, and Accords with low financing and lease options. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Kevin Lewis with National Garage Door, reminding you that in Sacramento, National Garage Door is the king of garage doors. We service, sell, and install garage doors and openers. Call us today for your basketball special. A new 16x7 Rainer garage door with insulation and a belt drive opener for only $24.49 installed. Give us a call today, 916-638-4554.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
You've seen his specials on Amazon, Netflix, Showtime, and more. Don't miss an evening with Steve Trevino.
Babe, can I go with Steve and have a drink at the casino? And then she started to speak wife. She looked at him right in the face and she goes, you can do whatever you want. And his dumb goes, told you. I go, oh, no, it's a trap. It's a trap.
Steve Trevino, Saturday, June 1st, the venue at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Tickets on sale now at ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss an evening with Steve Trevino.
It's the Memorial Day sales event going on at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Hi, folks. Leonard Harrington here, and I'm here to tell you we've got the savings, the selection, and, of course, the service to make Memorial Day better than ever. You know, the start of the summer is the perfect time to get into that new Ram truck, Dodge Charger, Chrysler 300, or Jeep Wrangler that you've been thinking about. And, of course, there's plenty in stock to choose from. We've got the colors, the styles, and the options you've been looking for. Maybe you need service on your vehicle. From routine maintenance to major repairs, let our factory-trained service techs get you back on the road at no time at all. It's our Memorial Day sales event, so why not kick off the summer right now? Only at Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, right off 99 in Kettleman, and open till 9 every night and Sundays after church.
Prices are better at the Low Price Center. Lodi Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Visit us at LodiCDJR.com.
Whitey here reminding you that not all gas grills are created equal. This Memorial Day, bring out all the delicious flavors in your grilled meats with the amazing Napoleon Prestige and Prestige Pro line of outdoor cookers with features other grills can't match. They're built different, built better, built to last, made with premium stainless steel that boasts quality and a lifetime warranty. Plus, up to $100 off select Napoleon models for May. Napoleon grills and accessories are now available at your nearby Amy's, Ace Hardware in Sacramento, and now El Dorado.
The Arnold Law Firm has seen how a collision can turn anyone's life upside down in a heartbeat. So remember to be a little more alert on the road and stay safe. The Arnold Law Firm, providing real justice for you since 1975. Call 916-777-7777.
Live and local, every afternoon, Monday through Friday on Sacktown Sports.
You know how the Kings struggled this year? They couldn't beat New Orleans.
Yeah, I remember that.
Got the same type of thing going. MLS teams, especially San Jose, they can't beat Sac Republic. They can't beat them. Last night, you had 2 first-half goals from Kieran Phillips, 2 goals in 50 minutes of extra time. I believe San Jose actually had the lead in extra time, and Sac Republic came back and beat them 4-3, advancing to the U.S. Open Cup quarterfinals. So the next match in the Cup play take place either Tuesday, July 9th or Wednesday, July 10th. And we're waiting to find out. We got a draw coming up, and nice enough to join us with more on all the exciting goings-on. Outstanding head coach of Sac Republic FC, Mark Briggs. Coach, congratulations on the big win. How are you today? Sorry, we
lost coach. Got to get him back.
He dropped.
Yeah, we'll get him
Dude,
back.
that was a tremendous intro there.
Was it?
Yeah, you must have practiced that in the mirror this morning. All right, do it again, Whitey.
Hey, Coach, great to have you with us. After a win like that, how does the coach reward his team?
Just with a light day of practice.
There you go. That's it? Just a light
That's
day of
it,
practice?
Hey, it's their job to win games.
and you did that last night, Coach. Take me through just the atmosphere last night, the support, close game. San Jose came back, took the lead, then you guys got it done in extra time. Just describe what that moment was like and that atmosphere was like last night.
Yeah, I thought the atmosphere was incredible last night. The fans always provide a good atmosphere for us to be in. But last night was electric. I thought the fans really helped us in critical moments and essentially gave us that little bit of energy to get us through at some difficult periods last night.
Mm-hmm. Your team is just a hallmark of the team. Great resilience again last night. Where do you think that comes from, other than obviously it comes in part from the excellent coaching? Right? I mean, you know.
No, I think, look, we one of the club values is something we talk about is being indomitable. And I think when you drill that into people, when you talk about it, when you believe it, when you act that way, it starts to become part of your everyday life, part of your everyday beliefs. And we've got a group of guys that are genuinely believing that now. And I speak to them before the game. In these cup games, anything can happen, guys. Like anything can happen, and we're gonna we'll bend, and it'll be difficult at times, but we won't snap. San Jose will snap, and ultimately they snap.
Coach, that's impressive stuff. You speak right there. As I look at your results this season, one thing that stands out to me is the squad's stellar defense. The way you guys have been able to hold opponents in check. What has it been about this defense that's leading it to being so successful this season?
I think it's a willingness by every player, not just defenders. A willingness to defend and protect our goal. Whether you're a defender, whether you're a midfield player or a centre forward, you have to be willing to do the dirty work. You have to be willing to defend and run and compete and communicate. Otherwise, you won't play for me, quite frankly.
Yeah, 8 goals allowed, fewest in the Western Conference this season. Good stuff out there, Coach.
And undefeated. Team's undefeated. Mark Briggs with us.
So far. Still a long way to go.
I know. That's the last thing a coach wants to talk about. Mark Briggs, head coach, Sac Republic, with us. Obviously, Coach, no one has any idea how far this Open Cup run is going to go. But so far, in any way, does it feel similar to what you guys were doing in 22?
It feels, obviously the attention we got back in 22 and the attention we're getting for the game and performance last night is always of a higher magnitude than what we get when it's just normal regular season games. So there's that stuff that makes it memories come back from 22. But ultimately, it's a different year, it's a different group, different competition, different format. So we've just got to understand that no matter who we play or where we play, we have the belief and we have the quality that we can beat anyone. I think that has to be our mindset, and hopefully we can get back to a final, but go one step further this time and lift the trophy.
Yeah.
Coach Mark Briggs joining us here on The Drive, guys. Coach, you guys San Jose last night. We've seen you guys play MLS clubs before. What kind of badge of honor is that when you're able to beat an upper-level club, an MLS club?
Yeah, I think, look, it's like they brought on a player last night that about a month ago, they paid $6 million for. So I think that tells you in itself the magnitude of what the players did last night. He's not the only one that's, worth millions. So it just shows what, what togetherness can do, what belief can do, no matter how much money someone may earn or be worth. So the guys deserve an awful lot of credit, and so do the fans.
Did you see anything? Pardon, this question may be kind of corny, But when San Jose takes the lead in extra time, and I know you have been preaching, look, in cup play, anything can happen. Be ready for anything. But did you see when you guys fell behind, were there positive signs even then? I mean, just from the way your team responded right after they fell behind, that made you feel like, I think we got a chance to be okay in this game.
Yeah, well, when they equalised from the free kick to make it 2-2, there was still 10 minutes remaining to play. And I looked around the field and was like, we've got to hold on there. The pressure's going to come. But it actually went the other way. And in that moment, I knew we have a chance. But then obviously the guy Lopez, the one they paid $6 million for, showed a little bit of quality and put them ahead 3-2. Then I spoke to them at half time of extra time and just made sure they still understood that we could do this. We changed a few things tactically and it helped us. But the players' belief and the players' mindset, when I spoke to them in that period, I could see that you can feel it as a coach. You can see it, you can feel it. And I could feel we were still in it. They just needed a little nudge in the right direction.
Wow.
Good stuff, Coach. Coach, take me through when you bring a player on board from loan, a guy like Kieran Phillips. Take me through that, the adjustment, welcoming into the team. He's thrived, obviously, in 5 games, 5 goals. Take me through just that process and the adjustment that needs to take place.
Yeah, I think, first of all, it starts with communication with me and the sporting director over in England. And then obviously once we were able to get Kieran, it's just a case of getting him acclimated as fast as physically possible. I remember the first few days he was over here and he's looking at me like, it's a little bit different to Huddersfield. But just little things like the grass is different. It's much harder than in England. And then the climate, the humidity. Like in Phoenix, when we played in Phoenix, I was really worried about him because he only played 15 minutes, but he said to me afterwards it felt like he'd played 60 minutes.
Wow.
So just those little things, but like he's starting to get acclimated now with the group, with me, with the area, getting familiar, with different things within the area, knowing the players better, getting a better understanding of me and what I'm looking for tactically. And there's no doubt he has quality. I think you see that like in the goals he scored, the runs he makes. We're fortunate to have him.
Yeah, Mark Briggs with us, head coach, Sac Republic FC. Coach, you've already talked about the great crowd support, and we've mentioned the fact that you're undefeated so far. How much does that crowd support you've been getting so far? How much does that contribute to the fact that I know you haven't played all home matches, but how much does that contribute to the fact that you guys have not lost a match yet this year?
Yeah, it's everything. I think one of the things that I take good pride in, the players take good pride in, is representing Sacramento. And I think when we're able to show the fans that the players are going to go on the field and give everything they have and not leave anything out there, that creates an energy and a connection. And a pride, and the supporters show that same energy, that same pride. And like I said last night, they were absolutely incredible from start to finish. Even when I was doing the media after the game, which was 20 minutes after the game, the Towbridge Battalion was still going and beating the drum. I think it's just incredible, and one of the many reasons this club and this city is special.
Coach, my final question for you, as you look ahead to what's coming up, I know you're waiting to find out your opponent here for the U.S. Open Cup. What else is on the horizon? I know you got a match at home coming up this weekend as well. Just tell the people about that.
Yeah, I think we're able to. We Open Cup, we'll find out in the next hour or two who we'll be playing or where we'll be playing. And then I think we can put it to bed for a little bit because we don't play again in it until July. And we've got to try and keep this record going. We've got to try and remain unbeaten and keep putting points on the board and keep growing as a group. And I think for anyone out there in Sacramento that hasn't been out to a game, come out and see a game. So I think you'll be pleasantly surprised and you'll have a fantastic evening.
It's just wonderful to see, Coach, because as fans, whatever the sport, we invest emotionally. And then when a team like you guys did last night, like you did in 22, like you've done during your tenure here, when the team rewards that investment, that emotional investment, and, gives fans something back, and you see that relationship grow, it's been remarkable to see that develop here in Sacramento. And you're such a huge part of that. We appreciate that. We appreciate your time very much. And we hope to talk to you again soon.
For sure. Anytime, guys. Appreciate your support, and thanks for having me on.
All right, Coach. See you soon now.
Yeah. And good luck.
Take care.
Take care. Good luck in that draw. I don't know what they're hoping for. And obviously, you don't want to talk about that beforehand.
Yeah.
We don't want these guys.
Right.
We want to go
We
there.
want that team right there. You don't want any bulletin board material at all.
Mm-hmm. Coming up next, we'll tell you where you can find T-Pain, Nelly, the USC Marching Band, and Domas all in one place.
Yeah.
Coming up with the Drive, guys. Sacktown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Arnold Law Firm.
I'm Mark Finan in the KCRA3 Weather Center. Skies will stay clear through the night tonight. Delta breeze will help to cool us into the mid-50s by morning. Beautiful day tomorrow. Mostly sunny with highs in the mid-80s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA News and the KCRA3 app.
Seems like all this artificial intelligence stuff stirs up the age-old debate of man versus machine. Hi, it's Dan from the Good Feet store, and let me ask you, would you let a robot cut your hair? Would you rely on an app to teach a kid to ride a two-wheeler? Let's face it, some things require the human touch. People come to us seeking a solution to foot, leg, and back pain after trying all kinds of things recommended by in-store machines or website blurbs. An impersonal, generic approach to solving a problem that's unique to you. No wonder they usually don't work. At the Good Feet store, you'll meet with an arch support specialist who will take the time to learn about your needs, your feet, your lifestyle, and then fit you from over 300 models and sizes of arch supports, designed for pain relief, better balance, and more comfort.
Do you have sore feet, an aching back, or plantar fasciitis? Then get to the Good Feet store nearest you for your free arch support fitting. Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store.
Carmichael Dave here. Memorial Day is right around the corner. That means outdoor parties, barbecues, and family gatherings. Now, my friends at Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt and inside the new Amy hardware store in the El Dorado Town Center, they're bursting with beautiful, comfortable outdoor furniture. Now, through Memorial Day, they're going to pay the sales tax on all in-stock patio furniture. We're talking great brands like Kettler deep seating sets, Jensen Outdoor, indestructible Polywood Adirondack chairs, and umbrellas. Now, you all know Amy's. It's your barbecue headquarters, and this year they have two of the newest, hottest brands, those beefy Rectet grills and affordable Napoleon grills. And, of course, they still carry the great brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. The sales tax is on them now through Memorial Day on all in-stock patio furniture. Amy's Outdoor Living on El Camino near Watt and inside Amy Ace Hardware in the El Dorado Town Center.
Contact Tax Relief Helpers for details and restrictions. Attention anyone that owes money to the IRS. The IRS has restarted aggressive enforcement actions against taxpayers who owe back taxes that were temporarily suspended for COVID. If you owe $10,000 or more, you must hear this because now is the time to clear your IRS tax debt. A special toll-free number has been established so you can stop penalty fees, avoid liens, levies, and other hostile measures by the IRS. Call Tax Relief Helpers right now at 800-934-9217. Tax Relief Helpers will provide you with the maximum protection afforded by law.
I got behind on my taxes and owed $48,000. I didn't know what to do. I called and they got my bill lowered to just $3,500.
I owed $87,000 in taxes and it was scary. I got the amount I owed down to just $3,500. I saved $83,500.
If you owe money to the IRS, don't wait another day. Call 800-934-9217 right now before the IRS enforces liens, levies, and other aggressive measures. The call and consult are absolutely free. Call now. Call 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217. 800-934-9217.
What is Subcontractors United? It's a list of 3 pre-qualified and licensed contractors in over 40 trades to help with your home project needs. From cabinets to heating and air to landscapers and everything in between, Subcontractors United makes finding qualified contractors free and easy with no accounts to set up. Visit subcontractorsunited.com today and experience the joy of stress-free home improvement. Save time and money at subcontractorsunited.com.
Your afternoon home for Kings Talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
You know what's funny here, Drapes, is I'm looking at these all-league teams. And yeah, Domas, third team all-league. At least I was making a big deal of the fact that, they don't go by positions now, right?
Yep. That was a big topic.
All-NBA first team. You got Giannis and Tatum. You got Luka and Shea, and you got Jokic. That's 2 forwards, 2 guards
in the center. Yep.
Yeah. A second team.
How's the second team look?
You got Brunson.
That's a guard.
Yeah. You got Davis, AD.
Yeah.
Durant, Anthony Edwards, and Kawhi Leonard. Right?
Edwards a guard, right? He's a 2-man.
You got 2 forwards. Yeah. And
how about third team?
Third team, though, you got Booker, Steph, Halliburton.
3 guards.
Yeah. And then LeBron and Domas. So it really
all worked out, though.
Yeah. It wasn't as big a factor as I just noticed. I was like, wait a minute. It pretty much was the way it used to be, other than third team.
Yeah. That's interesting. It all worked out in the end. I'm just excited and happy for Domantas Sabonis. You know, he was third team All-NBA last year and had a better year this past season. And so it's well deserved. I mean, the guy led the league in triple doubles, led him in double doubles, led the league in rebounding, played every game. I mean, what more can you ask a guy to do? And so he was the face of the franchise this year. He had a great season. So give him all the kudos in the world.
Well, if you want to celebrate with him or help him celebrate, you could join him this weekend, Bottle Rock, Napa Valley, on the culinary stage. Alton Brown's going to be out there. There's a whole bunch of people, obviously, different times. Alton Brown, Bradley Cooper, Steph Curry, Cameron Diaz, Neil Patrick Harris, Tommy Lee, Nelly, T-Pain.
And what are they doing?
They're cooking, I guess. Some kind of exhibitions. And Hunter Pence. And I'm not even reading a lot of names here. Domantas Sabonis, Kevin Huerter.
Ooh. I might need a field trip.
Can he even whip the pot with the
right.
He's shoulder?
He's using the other arm, right?
That's why he's gonna be like, Domas, do this for me. Domas,
man,
puree these eggs for me, or what? I don't know.
Do you think Domas can cook?
Oh, I bet you he can whip it up.
Really?
Yes, I think Domas can cook. I think he can whip. You
Let
don't think
Domas
so, Jay?
cook.
Jay sounded so shocked by that. Why are you cook? Let Dave cook. What's going on, man?
I'm not sure Domantas could cook. I don't know.
I think he could whip something.
I think
he got some skill.
I mean, he wouldn't go anywhere near this if he couldn't.
Right. Nah.
And of course, Steph Curry's there.
Let's speak the truth now. That checker makes somebody walk in the kitchen and feel like they can cook.
Start whipping it up, right? Yeah, and we know Steph Curry can do everything. Like, he's good at everything. So.
And he doesn't have to go far, right? Napa Valley. So he's there already. Living there. But I mean, if I'm Domas, I might say, I can't make it. I just made all league.
All league, right? Him and Steph, like, dude, we should go. Or I mean, seriously, you got Cameron Diaz.
That's just the culinary stage. That's not even talking about the musical.
I think
acts.
Pearl Jam is playing this weekend and everything. So, when's the last festival you've been to? Music Fest?
Probably Outside Land, San Francisco, 2016, something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I haven't been to one. Man, I don't get out much, man. I haven't been to one in probably 15 years.
Yeah.
About the same time you seen that movie?
Yeah, that movie. Exactly.
You were living large in those days.
It was a happening weekend in the Draper household, man. We were living on the edge then. I need to get out, man. Give me some other festivals, Jay, around here I need to check out. What we got coming up? Anything?
You always got. I was thinking the last one I've been to was Hyro Day, which was Hieroglyphics.
Yes.
In the Bay Area. It's normally I want to say Labor Day weekend.
Jay, I'm there. Let's do it.
Trying to go to Hyro Day?
Those are my guys. Come on, man.
Okay.
I love those guys. Come on now. Yeah, I see it's August 29th to September 2nd. Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend. Yeah.
I had tickets this last year to go.
Really?
Yeah, but it's like I went out of town or something. Something came up.
It's normally around, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't it kind of normally around NBA play-by-play meetings?
Like
or something?
NBA meetings
like you're in New York or something
like that. Yeah, exactly. It's event details. September 4th actually is
okay.
30 live performances. I'm there this year.
Have you guys ever wanted to go or ever known anybody who went to Burning Man?
No, I don't.
I'm
no.
a friend who used to go. I
feel like maybe I have. Yeah.
I don't. I mean,
you know
let's
what?
go camp out in the desert.
You know the other strange one for me, and I had a couple coworkers who did this when I was living in LA. Joshua Tree.
Oh,
Joshua
I haven't
Tree
been to that one either. Yeah,
that's where Aaron Rodgers hangs out.
Yeah.
Ayahuasca's
in the
in
desert.
there.
You don't want to spend a ton of time in the desert. It's pretty, but you get in and you get out.
Stagecoach, Coachella. Anybody?
I've been to Coachella years ago.
Really?
This one I was managing a couple of artists. Yeah, and this was before they went to 2 weekends.
Okay.
So it was still kind of organic. You know, it wasn't as big. Like now, it's a full-on show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the year I went was Beyonce.
What?
Yeah, there was a couple people. I can't remember off the top of my head, man.
Damn.
But yeah, I've been to Coachella one time. Yeah.
Damn, I need to go. That's on the bucket list for Draper. I need to go check that out, experience that for myself.
How's Minnesota doing, Drapes?
Oh, they're solid. You know, a 5-point game, 21-16. I've been watching out the corner of my eye. Jaden McDaniels, we've been talking about him.
Yeah.
2 threes back to back. Oh, Edwards just sailed one. He's a player though, man. And I think he's only at 18 million or maybe a little bit more, 22 million. Like, that's the kind of guy we need. We need to find a player like him.
He was, I think, the 28th pick.
Right. Dang. That's what I'm saying. How come? So you're saying there's a chance?
Yes.
With the 13th pick?
Yes.
Okay.
How about this on the text line? I would draft for a big and Edie and look to trade for wings. So you drafted Zach Edie. Big fella.
Big fella.
Does that mean you're pairing him with Domas?
Nah.
Trade for?
There's no way, right?
Trade. That's it. Edie and then get Rui. I'm set. And John
championship, baby, or bust. You got Edie as your backup center, James Wiseman as your third center. Why not? Right?
I never thought of that, but maybe that'd be my guess. Those that Coach Brown would go.
Nah, I've seen this guy.
There, but
if he does bring them,
that
shows you. All right, Coach Brown thinks, you know what, this guy has something left. He can be something.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thanks for being with us today. Thank you guys for making it such a fun birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Oh, go, Whitey. It's your birthday.
How come he doesn't hang out with the Kings anymore? He used to always hang around the Kings.
No, he's still
around.
Oh, yeah. He's still. I saw him towards the end of the season. Yeah, he's around.
Back in the day, do you know why 50 Cent was a great spokesperson for the Kings?
What?
Because they were only good for 2 quarters.
Ooh, that's back in the day.
Yeah,
That's back in the day.
That's back in the day. Yeah. Thanks for being with us. Stick around.